especially to stop the Jolly Green Giant. Actually, to be fair, I think they're both like pretty tall in stature.
Yeah, they are tall.
Ooh. Look at that, Damascus versus Alex Myers.
Battle of the Giants. He walked so far forward, and the portal still didn't go off the screen there. And Reynald waiting for that drive gauge to come back here. Yeah. So now he has a gauge if he wants to go for the drive impact.
You are so tricky. I was thinking about a normal. Snake Eyes might have been doing the same. He just ate the throw. More than enough damage because of that drive gauge extension. Reynald looking pretty clean in that round. We'll see how it goes this time around. Snake Eyes already taking the initiative to move forward.
Doing a smart job of like picking good spots to approach too. I mean, I think that's like the underrated skill that a zoner has to have. Wow, what a pickup.
The pickup!
Yeah, Reynald, like, you know, he's running and throwing portals and stuff and zoning, but he's also just approaching Zangief. Yeah, stuff like that, right? He's approaching in times that are really tough to predict.
Oh no! Hey, no punish. That's not too bad for Snake Eyes. You know, a little bit of a reliever.
Yeah, a little late. And look, he's just harassing with it. He found out. He's like, oh, you don't have an option for this? I'm just going to do this over and over. Oh, no. Punish? And now comboed actually.
That's broken.
That is so wild. Look at that. That's going to be a game
broken
on the board.
You mean to tell me how much time he has to just neutral jump and throw out the cane?
Yeah, and then he drive rush jab confirms afterwards. Very.
Jeez.
Like,
that jumping medium punch, we got to call it raising canes, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. Just whew.
all the way out there. That was, I have to say, a really impressive, like, awareness from Reynald to see that hit and be like, oh, this works. Like, I wonder if he's actually ever done that before.
No, it doesn't look like it. In comparison to how he's been playing against Snake Eyes, I feel like it's that one realization is like, oh, I'm going to abuse this.
Yeah, and he saw, like, Snake didn't have an answer for the neutral jump, so he just did it 17 times in a row.
Yeah.
Which is, like, you know, that's one of the big skills in fighting games. If your opponent can't stop something or they're struggling with something, using that move over and over is really important. And that was, like, the most literal example I can think of almost ever. He was like, oh, you whipped the lariat? I'm just going to do neutral jump over and over and over and see what you have to deal with it. So I like it. We have a 2-1 lead here for Reynald, and then just taking some time to think about it for Snake.
Not a single emote used.
No.
That's serious business.
This is a CPT qualifier moment. We're keeping our faces stern. Oh, no lariat there from Snake.
I wonder what it is, man. No way he's dropping stuff like this at this moment. Oh. That's fair. I thought, you know, he would be like far enough to kind of get like a jump punish on that. Snake Eyes thought the same thing, but that hitbox is pretty deceptive.
Yeah. I like him whipping the crouching medium punch to try to fake that he's going to use the snap on the portal.
Yeah. Oh, the animation too, because he's doing like the down motion too.
Yeah. Oh, a little late, but he still got the trade anti-air. No punish on the sweep. Level 1, yeah. Good damage, sets him up full screen. He can get the ghost, get the portal. Snake Eyes just stuck, having to walk down all of this.
So you walked 1,000 miles, man. Oh! The sandwich, the spike sandwich again. Just the hold and take. Yeah, close to that burnout and just hits it. Reynald looking for the chip damage now, but he's within a throw away. This is so scary. Reynald tried to jump out. Oh, we got to see this SPD, right? No, he lets him
go for it.
Somehow.
Now it's going to be chip. Yeah, such a bad spot for Snake. He didn't want to risk the SPD. I totally understand because Reynald, you know, he got hit by the headbutt twice trying to run away, so I think it's a smart choice, but then Reynald gets that space, gets that zoning, and now, oh, I think he caught him.
That gets him.
Jackhammer. No, the other one goes for the side swap. But still, man, you got to feel like he spent those 2 bars.
Oh my god, the spike is still there! That's a lot of damage incoming. Reynald gets to set up shop yet again. This is going to be prime position to look at tournament point. While Snake Eyes in this corner, he has a couple of shots to get out.
I love that he just goes for offense here, by the way. He still has the lead, but he's like, why not? Neutral jump again. Snake Eyes trying a new idea. Anti-air looks good. Reynald so close to closing this one out. The sweep. And he baits the counter.
Amnesia gets baited out.
Nothing too big, though. Jab check. Reynald with full resources, by the way. One hit could do it. The tuck in, and that's the kill.
But he's still got one more round to stay alive. Oh, boy.
Oh, nice stuff.
You can see it. Reynolds being a lot more aggressive. He sees the finish line. However, a couple of obstacles in his way. Snake Eyes and Zangief.
Yeah, and just look at this. Pierce. A lot more zoning. He stopped going for any kind of offensive approach. Just recognize that maybe this is the look he needs to try to put on the screen here and make Snake Eyes deal with it for a while.
Yeah, and knowing Snake Eyes is taking a lot of damage to his drive gauge, throwing out some of the parries on the way out, but now he's just looking to walk him down. And right now, I think for Reynald, it was going to be a moment. As soon as he gets this hit confirmed, he is moving on out of there.
Not too much of a confirm, actually. Could have been something big into a level 3 even, but didn't get it. Yeah, look at that. He ran away, and then he went back in for harassment. Unsafe on that, though. Oh, and there's one of, again, very few counters we've seen so far, but he does go for it. Reynolds drive gauge. Oh, an accident. That's huge. He has level 3. He just built this, so he goes for the level 2 here. This is going to be burnout now for Reynolds.
Oh, boy.
Got to make some choices here. Oh, heavy kick calls out the jump back. The Porsche. And now he's one guess away here from cleaning this up. The portal on wake up.
He thought Snake Eyez was going to be big chilling in the corner or something, just mid-screen. He thought he wasn't going to move forward.
Yeah, and I mean, that was it. I mean, it looked like Reynolds' game. Just like that, we have potential reset now. This is 3-0 in our winner side, by the way.
It's going to be the big wake-up call for Reynolds, right? He's taking a little bit more of a calm approach, at least going into the first round of game number 5. Giving a lot of different looks as well. A little bit of a stutter step. Snake Eyez wasn't gonna fall for it until he saw green. That's unfortunate. Hey, no big punish against them.
Yeah, if you ever block the lariat like that, you can just hit drive impact, and you always get a punish on it. You always get the punish counter. So if you're looking for something consistent, that's what Reynolds should be looking for. Stuff again. Look at him go, man. Snake Eyez really caging him in the corner here. Oh my, everything's going wrong for Reynolds here. Chop, chop, doesn't go for any SPD.
Not like this.
Yeah, he looks great. I have to say, Snake Eyes' adjustments looking solid here. Back throw. This is a chance for Reynolds to set up and try to get some zoning going here.
He's walking him down, too. He doesn't mind this battle. He's been doing it for years. Quite literally.
And he mistimes it. He gets thrown out. A potential reset point here for Snake Eyes.
Oh.
I thought he was going to catch the jump back with level 1.
I also thought the same exact thing.
Reynolds is trying to make something happen, but it feels like Snake is just more and more comfortable walking him down, finding whiff punishes, finding opportunities to hit him, stuff the portals.
Oh, man. Snake Eyez has been blocking a lot of these attempts, too, against Reynald. Reynald, I totally get it. He wants to get rid of Snake Eyes' gauge. There's a level 1. It's too far.
Yeah, that's a big whiff. And level 3 is available. Does not spend it. Maybe feeling like he's comfortable in this round now that Snake Eyes is full screen, down a meter, down a lot of drive gauge.
He's getting there too, close to burn. Or so I thought. Committing to that sequence. Snake Eyes finding a way to thread the needle.
It's enough to the reset just like that. 3-2 after a beatdown in that winner's finals.
If you're a Zangief main, Brutus, I'm talking to you directly. You gotta be sweating, right?
And all of you are so stinky. Like that's gonna be like the that's gonna be the response. He's like, how did you guys let me do this with Zangief?
Imagine if I played a real character.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. In modern games, it's very rare that even the weak characters are not playable, right? Like, that's just how modern games are. They're usually,
very rare, yeah.
they're usually balanced. So that's the case, that they're not just useless.
Yeah,
oh, man,
it's
no
winnable.
punish.
It's very much so winnable.
Reynolds got to drive impact these lariats, I think. Like, that's the answer if you're looking for one.
Yeah, he's opted to go for normals a couple of times over, just out of range. Oh, and I love that delay on the heavy kick, but still no conversion off of that. Reynolds giving a couple of looks, getting a couple of these openings, but not really capitalizing, which is going to be a big detriment now. The more options you give Snake Eyes, man, the scarier he'll be.
Every interaction where you let Zangief get away with something is just really, really scary, because then he could just kill you off of one thing, and you're like, well, and he pulled all the way up. A lot of drive gauge loss.
Every big miss on a punish is polluting the timeline, right?
Yeah.
Too early. You're polluting the timeline.
Too early. Well, you get level 2, right? Oh, I was going to say, I thought Zangief level 2 was the answer there, but drop!
Oh, that was the most Reynolds thing you could ever ask for. Wow. That was genuinely the Reynolds patented.
Clutching defeat from the jaws of victory. That is rough right there. He had the heavy canes.
He had the anything.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Oh, not like this. But hey, more for Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Got the spike sandwich. He's eating that. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He flexes on the way over to the ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghosts and Ghostbuster stuff. I like that. Dr. Stance.
Ooh, big jump. Snake Eyes with a chance here. He's got a lot of meter, too. Was that level 2? Yeah.
Oh, flex on him again. Oh, the hell stab right in the shins.
So plus. Reynolds just blocks it out, though. Big jump in. Not enough to kill. SPD will kill now, though. So, you know, got to be very careful about that. Snake keeps it tight. Man, the walk down stuffs him, so he doesn't have any portals anymore. One hit will do it now for Snake Eyes. And there it is. Checks the drive rush. He's now winning the set.
Long-term beast. This guy's all about the long set. Snake Eyez, man.
Yeah, this
With
guy.
punish.
He is so good. That
Oh,
was meaty.
that right there is the big emotional drainage right there. That forward heavy punch is gonna be so much against Reynald.
Oh man, and you know Snake Eyez is finding all these whip punishes more and more, finding those ways in. And Reynald is not letting the counter rip very much, so
No.
it's not even really something Snake Eyez has to think about. Look at him go, the whip punish. Oh my god, stuffing all the drive rushes. It's just like, it feels like in neutral, he's really tightened up and these jabs are landing over and over, crushing medium kicks, the sweeps, stuffs them on the
Man,
dash in.
But we're seeing so much irrational movement coming from the side of Reynolds, right? There's a little bit of anxiousness with the way he's been playing, and also some of these big drops that he's had is really starting to show his mental fortitude slowly starting to collapse.
It's a back though, there's a lot of space. Snake very close to burnout as well. Yeah, and now parrying is a little scary as well. Ooh, whip overhead. Yeah, Reynald kind of put the brakes on and then not let the drive gauge come back for Snake. Punish. Unsafe on that, misses the mark, and you know, he just went a little all in there. Snake Eyez ready for it.
The delay does get the throw. The back throw is that. That's the departure.
Another regular throw. So he's not going for any of these anymore. He's like, all right, Snake Eyez has not been biting. Let me just go for the throws over and over, get the space, get the zoning going. I like that choice. Guy watching in the background so happy. He's like, yeah, zone this guy.
Oh, he looked away at that moment
Yeah.
too. He's like, wait a minute.
Give him the no look. Corner position now for Snake Eyez.
He's like, damn, I didn't kill him.
damn, bro.
It was either that. He's like, why are you messing up my landing strip, bro?
Oh, I thought he might SPD the landing right there. Doesn't go for it.
Uh-oh.
SPD now one guess away from Snake Eyez being up 2-0. Is he jumping? No, he's backdashing. And he just parries and gets out of there.
Perfect.
Level 2 spent with basically nothing off of it for Reynald. Oh, he risked it all. And, you know, that's one of those guesses where, like, if he cancels into the Kane special, the eye does beat it, right? So
Yeah.
Reynald committing to that crouching medium kick just got him clipped. 2-0.
Uh-oh.
Snake Eyez one game away from ruining everybody's timelines, ruining all the Twitter discourse for the next, I don't even know, month, year.
I can't
6
wait
months.
for it, especially for the casual audience. It's like, oh, Zangief's pretty good.
Yeah. Look at him performing miracles out there.
Mm-hmm.
What a player. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, Zangief, is he one of the weaker characters? Sure. But he's still definitely a very playable character.
And Snake Eyez makes it possible.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. Snake Eyez is putting in a lot of work here.
You weren't kidding when you said Snake Eyez puts Zangief in the back pocket.
Yeah, he does. Which is impressive. That's a big dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Heavy kick on the way in. Look at the sweep, too.
Definitely in full control. When everything starts landing and going Snake Eyes' way, you already know he's in your head.
Yeah, I don't think a slugfest is very good in this matchup for JP, I would guess, but it's kind of what they're playing now.
And as soon as you say that, yeah, Reynald going back to the zoning part of the matchup. Or so I thought. Now it's going to be just close quarters, low medium kicks over and over and over again. Just kind of deter Snake Eyes from moving forward. But we've seen what had happened when he takes that big risk.
Stuff the drive rush. One guess away from this round. Walked up. Oh, man, that was scary. Only one portal, though, because he walked the other one off the screen.
He's checking with the low mediums again.
Oh, my.
He's mostly looking for that departure, but a lot of those haven't been paying off. That's the second time he's been punished. He's not keeping tabs of how much meter Snake Eyes has.
Yeah, he hasn't done like heavy into the feint ghoul or anything like that. We haven't seen that much from Reynolds. So now, tournament points. Snake Eyes Zangief trying to qualify for Capcom Cup. Ooh, doesn't get the sweep in time. No punish from Reynolds.
Damn, the Tetris block coming in.
Yeah, throw bait on that. So Snake Eyes got to work his way back in. Big deficit now. Walk back SPD.
The classic.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage too. It really hurts. On punish counter, you're just like, well, there goes my life bar. There goes my drive gauge. Big jump from Snake. Oh, man.
Oh, we might see like a reset into it too. Okay, it's going to be lights. If that was SPD, maybe
No
within
drive
range
rush.
perhaps.
Yeah, he didn't go for the confirm off of it, walking him down. Now Reynolds looks so lost in this. This neutral just working out for Snake Eyes. Every interaction, he's just walking him down. He's not kind of playing any kind of, you know, irrational game jumping, anything like that. Just walk him down, wait for the portal to go away, you know, play it nice and safe, walk the portal off the screen. And this zoning is all happening, but Snake Eyes lost no health so far.
Oh, and I love that jump back instead of just taking whatever it is that Reynolds was trying to jump in with. Oh, this is going to be...
Snake
not
has level
even a
2, by
back-
the way. So
not a
you
back
get,
grab.
if you're Reynolds, you have to be very careful about canceling into a ghost. Oh my,
Oh
the
my
feint.
God!
Snake with level 2 available. One more hit puts him in burnout. He jumps in.
The double departure. We do get the burnout as well, but it won't deter Snake Eyes, right?
Oh, jumps back, gets hit out of the air. Doesn't combo though. Chip is still scary, but you know he's turning on that level 2. He
What
gets
was
the
that?
throw. Oh my, not enough to kill or anything.
Departure, double time.
He doesn't want to cancel because he doesn't want to get level 2'd, which means Reynald has to just back off here. He stops him, so no portal. 1 hit away. Snake Eyes, 1 hit from doing this. And that'll do it. Snake Eyes qualifies for Capcom Cup with Zangief. 3-0 in our grand finals reset over Reynald. The big man is fighting for the million.
Welcome to a brand new episode of No Neutral. As you can see, me and my co-host, my brother Brian F, are looking very crispy. I got the fresh cut, you know what I'm saying, chain out and all that, fresh white tee. Brian also got the fresh white tee with the Superman hair and everything. What's going on with you, Brian? You're looking good, man.
Gotta rep my mans too a little bit. The crispy white Balrog tee here. Yeah, I heard you're getting lined up, so I had to hide the fact that I just rolled out of bed to, you know, show up punctually for another hype episode of No Neutral. And Rob, before we get into the actual Street Fighter content today, I think there was something you're laughing about. You're trying to show me. I don't know what it was all about.
Brian, today we have something very special for the people and especially for you. This is No Neutral reads mean comments, and I actually have got all of these comments from a video that Brian F made about how to beat OD Amnesia.
You're reading my own mean YouTube comments back to me like I haven't seen all of them. All right,
You get a lot of comments, man.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so Dylan Rudder says, this is JP Copium.
Listen, if you drop the word copium, I just know your frontal lobe isn't fully developed yet.
This is fair. I mean, it is 2023, bruh. Still saying copium is crazy.
To me, I think it's just a sign of that's the generation gap right there. That's the young man slang, where it's like, you know, anytime you try to have a discussion about a topic and people just want to sidestep any point you make, just it's the 2023 version of you mad, basically.
Yeah,
you know, when
you don't even got to engage in a conversation at that point.
When you don't even want to debate with anything or talk about the facts, and you just want to sidestep all of that, it's the cheapest move in the game because you win no matter what.
You emotional.
You mad.
Yeah, and anything you say back is just
right. You can't respond to it.
All right.
So
look.
I mean, hats off to him. That's unbeatable comment right there. That's armor frame 0, just like OD Amnesia.
Somebody goes on there and says, I guess because you mentioned Daigo in the video, they said, who cares about Daigo? Man stopped winning tournaments ages ago. Random YouTube commenter. Random YouTube commenter. This is the stuff I be talking about. Who is this guy? Like, this got to be like a silver ranked, like, I don't know, E-Honda player. Like, do you know what it takes to be a silver ranked E-Honda? Shout out to all the, actually, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna play nice with y'all, man. Hit me up if you want some advice. But if you a silver ranked E-Honda,
well, listen, this is the logical extreme when you take if you're not first or last to its end, right? To some people, that's all that matters. Legacy, consistency, perseverance, that's nothing to some people if you're not first or last. So Daigo, I don't know, it's time to, but this is what Daigo always does. It's been consistent for every game except for Street Fighter 4. With Street Fighter 5, remember that first year he started off a
little slow.
Wasn't really winning those tournaments, and then suddenly he's winning premieres and in grand finals and rankings and in Capcom Cup.
It's weird. It's funny. Like, the greater you become, the more strict some people's parameters.
Right. The standards become higher. It's just what it is. But, you know, to some people, if you're not first or last, because all they see is the highlight on YouTube of who won.
So we got to put this up on screen. I'm going to read some of it. I don't got to read all of it. This downplay is crazy. JP is lame. Playing JP outside of being a tournament tryhard, in which case I 1000% understand selecting him because there's no reason to play anyone else, is lame just on account of how
I'll let you finish. I've read this comment at least 5 times.
How is just generally playing him rewarding? Ken is out of control too, but compared to hurt boxes, Ken needs minor adjustments. While I argue JP was built intentionally busted for newcomers or younger siblings. And I don't care. I don't know how you could keep him good and balanced. The characters need dumpster. Oh, wow. That's a little reference to you, Brian, right on your comment. the character need dumpster for a few seasons. Dang, he wants him there for a few seasons because it end up bad for viewership just based off the nature of his design. I just gotta say, the fact that he wrote that much, you know that he's not trolling. He is very serious. He thinks nobody should play that character unless you're a tournament tryhard.
Well, he wrote that on a tutorial to how to use and or beat the move, so I can tell he's on a tournament tryhard. It's obvious. It's obvious.
Yeah.
The response isn't, "Oh, let me practice to see how to beat it." The response is, "Capcom, please save my butt because I'm not trying to do any work." So at the end of the day, you're missing out because JP is fun. That's all I have to say about it. I didn't know what we're getting into this session. I think Rob is just trying to poke the bear right now.
This is not about JP, by the way. Like this, I just clicked on a recent video of yours to see, like, find most of the comments is very positive, as you know, it's 99% positive. It's just a few funny negative comments.
To the people hating on out there, you're missing out. That's all I can say.
Yes,
I'm having a blast.
But I think
you can easily have fun too. The character select screen is right there, and then you go to training mode and figure out the dirt that you can cook up. I'm telling you, it's fun.
And I feel like it's not even fun to get into the breaking down of the characters and all that, bro. We'll have a conversation where we really talk about that sort of thing, but in general, as far as YouTube comments, man, like, are you to the point now where, like, when I get negative comments, I feel like for the most part, it doesn't really do anything to me too much now. If I get something crazy on Twitter, the most I might do is like scroll, like look at their page real quick to see like who this fake page is a little bit, and then I block them.
You need context to understand if where the trolling has come from.
Yes.
Sometimes the copium is clicking on their profile and realizing, you know, best of luck to you. Best wishes, mute.
Yes.
to me, that's the best response to that sort of thing. But, you know, I got to admit, it does bug me when people just like to roll over and die in the face of adversity. That bothers me.
That's
if
anti-fighting
you call
games,
yourself
bro.
that competitive fighting game player, and then your response to adversity in the game is to give up, then yes, that hits my core. Complain and lab. That's my only answer.
Yep,
I totally get venting. I complain all the time when I'm playing live. I might not wrap that complaint up and then put it on the internet in text form. When you're live playing, everyone complains. It's part of how you deal with the stress. But then take that complaint and go to training mode and then see if you can, you know, use that as motivation to find some consistent solutions to whatever issue you're having with. You know, there's ways. Listen, people win. Every tournament, there's a winner. Someone figured it out. That's all I can say.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. So we ran some read comments and everything, but now we need to get down to the business, to what's serious. And that is, what's serious. That is, somebody is about to make it into the Capcom Cup from South America West. We seen who did it last year, man. We seen Dookie cooking up, even though he didn't end up being able to make it all the way into Cup, even though he qualified. He had some visa issues and all that. We saw Frozen, of course, actually competing in Cup. Younghou, who we've seen Younghou, I feel like Younghou is the first person I can think of that I ever heard of from this region before CPT Online. Even I heard of Younghou.
He was cooking up in their ranking events back in the offline CPT era, and he had that really close tournament set with Chris T when he traveled over to Chile for one of their events, and he got second, I believe. It was a very close set. But he's been a consistent competitor, and he was one of the representatives at Capcom Cup after there were some visa issues. You know, Younghou was one of the few people to get a set off Kawano. He actually beat Kawano in the group stages.
In Cup,
Birdie.
bro. Do you know how hard that is?
Yeah, at the finish line, right? And then Frozen, he had a good run as well. He only went 1-4 in the groups, but he had games on every single set. He was just like on the cusp of closing out these sets. Took a set over Javi M. So he was doing his thing. A game on Valmaster. So super strong. And he was rocking Nash the whole time, which we mentioned before back in those seasons how Nash was much improved at the end of Street Fighter V. But he was doing it his way. So yeah, lots of super strong competitors in this region. And I'm also looking forward to Shaka. Shaka has been a long time Dhalsim main. And Dhalsim has been a little under the radar right now in Street Fighter 6, but I feel like something's brewing there. You know, Dhalsim is always one of those characters, and I think a lot of the more defensive characters in general, they're the second wave, right? So usually the first wave is going to be the offense. Like we already saw that with like Yuri was like the first kind of wave of character representation in Street Fighter 6. Anything offensive is usually developed first, and then the countermeasures to that come second. And then Dhalsim is definitely about like preventing you from doing what you want to do. So I think Dhalsim has been low key kind of brewing. They've been cooking up a lot of tech. He's a pretty complex character in this game.
creep up as the game
I think he might
develops,
kind of creep
and
up
we
in
go outside of
representation.
just the rush down characters.
Especially with a dedicated specialist like Shaka. I'm actually really interested to see what he brings to the table in this tournament. But we have a lot of consistent competitors in this bracket. I think we're going to see. I would hope to see a little bit of a shakeup in the results. This is actually a very big bracket for this region, and there's a lot of new names.
200 something people in there.
254 people entered in this bracket. I want to see who comes out on top. Pachokola is another person I'm looking at. I think he's rocking Chun right now, or at least that's what he was originally. Who knows if under, behind the scenes are working on secondaries. Extremely technical player. He had one of my most favorite Manots to watch, and G's as well. So he's one of those players that really excels in the super technical side.
He always posts like the coolest, like throughout Street Fighter 5, he will always post the most dope Manot setups. It's like he would just never run out of.
Same thing with G.
things.
Like he went through a G phase, and I was a G player, so I would just anything he tweeted, bookmark, copy paste. He's very technical minded in that sense,
Yes.
and I think Chun-Li is very suitable to that. So super strong region right here, and maybe even we get KBR doing some work too. Kane Blue Rivers in this bracket as well.
This is the thing, bro. I feel like if you got like at fighting games, you can be good at any fighting game. I'm not saying that means you're going to automatically reach the top, obviously, but we see what's happening with Sonic Fox. Like, Sonic Fox got like top 24 at EVO. Because in the end of the day, it ends up coming down to the same principles and God.
Well, Sonic Fox has gotten top 1 at EVO for 1 billion games.
Yeah, that's what
top 8 at final round for the very first Street Fighter V premiere, which had like close to 1,000 people, I believe. It was way too many people for that venue to even support, and he got top 8 with Fong back then. So Sonic Fox there, like a super strong.
Boy, you just brought up some real stuff with that little slight comment you made. Boy, I've heard, because I wasn't at that final round. That as far as like my first major was the final round after that, but I heard like
right.
It was shoulder to shoulder.
When these when Street Fighter's popping, man, it can be tough to be ready to accommodate the crowds it brings. But that's one benefit to these online competitions. We can have infinitely large brackets right here. You got your optimized setup at home ready to go.
But back to the original thing, my man's Frozen. The fact that he's willing to switch up characters like that, he already has Capcom Cup experience. Like you said, he already he's won a game against he went 1-4, but he won a game against all of those players that he went up against in his group. And then of course Younghou as well with that Capcom Cup experience and beating Kawano. Those got to be two of the favorites here. But that's all speculation. You feel me, Brian? Because in the end of the day, somebody got to pick up them sticks. You got to go up against your opponent, and right then and there is going to be decided who is the better player on the day. Only one person is going to walk away making it into Capcom Cup with their shot at the $2 million prize pool. We are about to get into South America West Top 16.
Which one of these was the herbal medicine again? Oh yeah, this one. Probably. Now, here comes the airplane. Say ah. No! Some poisons can kill people in the thousands with that amount. Like botulinum toxin, it inhibits acetylcholine release, causing loss of muscle tone, lethargy, dizziness, visual impairment. Heavy eyelids, intense thirst, loss of speech, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach distension, breathing difficulty, then respiratory failure.
He was obsessed, you see, with finding an appropriate vessel for this power.
Fight with all your heart!
We are supporting Capcom Cup 10 with a total prize pool of over $2 million.
It's showtime, baby! Yuri takes it over Idol!
All right, you ready?
You don't want to miss it! Let him cook! Look at the damage! Look at that damage!
Now's not the time for jokes.
Your two-time Capcom Cup champion! It's Mena RD!
Hello, everybody. It is time once again for the Capcom Pro Tour Online, and you are watching one of the classic duos here. Hello, everybody. I'm James Chen, joined by Ultra David. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm happy to be part of one of the classic duos, that is to say, watching CPT yet again, now for Street Fighter 6, and we're going down south to South America West for the region today. Lots of strong players out there, a bunch of different countries represented, a bunch of different characters represented, as we always see in Street Fighter 6. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these CPT Onlines have all been just completely mind-blowing already so far. I mean, we just came from probably the talk of the entire internet, you know, CPT West, Canada, US West.
Yeah.
With Snake Eyes taking it with Zangief over JP of all characters,
Yeah.
you know, the supposed forbidden matchup, you know, but
Lots of different things can happen in this game. This is a game where there are tiers, as always. Every fighting game has it. Nobody's escaped it. I don't think you can. But this is definitely a game where every character can compete. That is obvious, right? It has happened. It's not like, in theory, a character can be. It's happened. We've seen it. And he's not the only character who, I think we all agree, is low tier that we've seen that from. And today, we are going to be seeing a bunch of different characters as well. This region has had a lot of strong players over the years. We've seen them show up to Capcom Cup. In fact, some of the players who are here have been in Capcom Cup, including the most recent time. A couple of these players qualified and then made it. One guy qualified, couldn't end up making it, so he had a replacement. So we have 3 or 4 players who are in this top 16 who were in Capcom Cup, or at least qualified for Capcom Cup last year. There is definitely strength. They do it with a bunch of different characters, even in that game, in Street Fighter V. So it will be a lot of fun to watch.
yeah, I mean, honestly, there's so many good players from around the world. I mean, just from the general you know, FGC, you looking at this, you know, Pakistan obviously was a big story recently. We had a player in a top 6 at Evo from Senegal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just such a global thing. And honestly, one of the best parts about Street Fighter 6 is honestly the netcode, right? I mean, now we get to see this a lot more. We get to see the players shine a lot more. And it's awesome to see, because now we're starting to see just how strong everybody is around the world, and that, you know, it's not as far apart as we, you know, think.
It's not, and that's my personal experience too. I have played against some of these players online in tournaments that take place across the Americas, and that has given me an even greater appreciation for the fact that they're super good. Yeah, I mean, just speaking of the countries involved, if you think about the countries who have won the most Evos, you may think of obvious ones: Japan, the United States. Think about Chile. Because Chile has 3.5, depending on how you think about the twins from down there, players who have won Evo in multiple different games. So that is a country that I think comes with as high a pedigree as almost anybody in the world.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, I always can say that I had the absolute honor of being flown down to Chile at one point in time to meet a lot of the FGC down there. And yeah, you see their dedication, you see how much they want to, you know, make it out here. And a lot of times it's, you know, a lot of the visa issues and stuff like that, you know, so that's why we're trying to grow the FGC, so that, you know, when you go to the visa office and you're like, I'm traveling to Evo, they'll be like, sick, good luck.
Well, I know Evo. Yeah.
Sick, good luck kind of a thing. So that's the goal. So.
Exactly right. Let's talk about who we have in the bracket today. We have 16 players who have made it here. As I mentioned, a bunch of different countries. I did the calculations, folks. We have from Chile 8 players, from Argentina 5 players, from Peru 2 players, and from Paraguay one player.
Oh, nice.
Shout-outs to Paraguay.
Yeah, so if you look at here at the winner's side over here, as obviously you can see their country represented on the very, very left there, but we're going to start with Self-Cool going up against Patada Velos. Velos. I'm going to try my best to pronounce these
nailed
correctly.
it, man.
And then Vermi CL going against Younghou. That is going to be a Chile team kill there, unfortunately. As you can see, all the other ones are actually people from different countries. W Falcon going up against Dookie. And then Egarovano going up against Bekitos, also from Chile. So 3 Chileans in the winner's side here.
And those were 3 players in a row, Younghou, W Falcon, and Dookie, who made Capcom Cup last year.
Nice.
Whether from winning the CPT outright or from qualifying via one of the World Warriors in the region. So shout outs to them. Let's check out the losers side. We have Moises from Chile. We have Frozen from Argentina. Jazz versus Shaka. Chile versus Argentina. And Dalsum versus Dalsum.
Oh boy.
Is what we're going to be running with right there.
Okay,
that is pretty cool. We have Blaze 11 versus Patelana. Blaze, as you'll find out, 13 years old.
That's ridiculous.
13 years old. And then to round it out in loser side, we have Yuri versus Salvatore, and that is, again, Chile versus Argentina, a theme of the day.
Yeah, and of course, because, as you mentioned, Chile has the most representation. That's why we have 2, Chile country team kills.
Yep,
as
that's
I
how
like
it
to call
goes.
it. But you know what? That's your fault for having so many
too
represented. Exactly. Look, if you just lost and let other countries come in. No, but again, this is going to be some good stuff here. And like I said, I love being able to showcase the South America talent here because these players there's so many hungry players down here that are just waiting for their chance to shine and waiting for their chance to get onto the big stage like Capcom Cup. So the winner this weekend, and I'm glad we're doing it early because once they find out that they won, they can start working on that visa right away. So
yeah, you're right. Just to calculate the characters before we get into the next stage, Cammy, 3 representatives.
Wow.
The most of any of these characters in the top 16. And then Dalsum, JP, Ken, and Luke all have 2 representatives. We're assuming that they're going to play who we have seen them play in the past / who they said that they're going to play. And then DJ, Jamie, Yuri, Marissa, and Zengi all have 1 representative in this top 16.
And of course, these guys are competing for not just that Capcom Cup spot, of course. There's also some money on the line here as well. As we've seen all the past few weeks, first place is getting 2,500 USD. Not bad. It's a pretty good amount of money right there. Second place, 1,200. Third place, 800. And fourth place with 500, making 5,000 total there for the top 4 spots here. And of course, not only do they get a chance to win this money, get that spot in CPT, but if they actually get that spot in Capcom Cup, they will be competing for the $1 million first place prize.
Jeez.
And there's going to be over $2 million total given out during the course of this season. And I mean, look, some of the players in the past have won like $250,000.
Yeah.
We called that life-changing money. $1 million.
$1 million? Come on.
That is a huge amount of money to take home.
Well, that's what they're fighting for today, to see who gets a shot at that big bucks. We're going to be starting on the winner's side with, as you can see from the top to bottom, we'll be going to Self-Cool versus Patada Velos first. Got a couple of mid-30s players. We're expecting this to be DJ versus Cammy.
Ah, interesting. Okay, so I mean, I will say as a half Cammy player that I get destroyed by DJ, but I mean, DJ is a really tricky mental stack character, right? Because you got to think about the fake up kicks, the fake so bad, the fake fireballs and such, and it's too much for my old man mental stack here. So, hopefully Patada Velos here isn't gonna have as much problems as I have.
Self-Cool, his fact about himself, we always ask players, tell us something about yourself. He says, I'm a huge fan of the series since Street Fighter 2. Nice. And for Patada Velos, it's please see me wearing headphones. People see me wearing headphones almost all the time, and he's made good in his picture right there. He also says it'll be hard dealing with this DJ DR.
Oh, okay.
He may have similar opinions. Self-Cool's extra quote is just factual, I guess. He says, I really want to win so I can make it to top 8 winners. That is how it works. Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right. Okay, there you go.
They both got
simple goals, one step at a time.
Yes,
That's how you do it.
You know what I want to do is the thing that will happen if I do the thing. Absolutely. They both made 9th place last time. Now we're talking about Street Fighter 5.
Oh, okay.
Right. So different game. Things are different. Players are different. Maybe this game fits you better. Maybe a character fits you better. So it's not going to be the same kind of results. But they both did make 9th place last year.
Okay.
And Patada Velos, in doing it, beat Frozen, who got 2nd place last time. So he had a good run.
Okay. All right, so let's see how this all translates here. Obviously, a very new game, very different game too, as well. And and again, for those of us who have been playing Street Fighter forever, that's like one of our favorite joys of Street Fighter, is that they end up being a completely different thing, and we get to experience something new. You know.
Absolutely right.
And so here we go. And yeah, obviously DJ, one of his biggest strengths is gonna be that drive rush. There it is, right there. I was about to say, if it didn't happen within the first 3 seconds, then you know something is going on.
I love the meta of picking the green pants, because then he turns green and you can't see it as well. Come on, man.
That's true.
Come on.
Oh, man. But obviously, Cammy is one of those characters that has basically all the tools you... Wow, I can't believe he made it under with the double dash there. Dang, that was brave, and it worked out. But she's a character that has basically all the tools that you need to win, and it's really about how you're going to utilize those tools.
Great footsies. Here's an example. Great pressure. She gets Oki on all the stuff. She has the air option if she wants. There it is.
Yep, but getting shut down. Wow! And then, you know what? They gave her back her Street Fighter 4 jumping heavy kick, which is one of the best jumping heavy kicks in the game. On
Yes. Oh, that's still going to do it. Spent bar just to make sure.
Wow, I thought that was going to be the end right there, but nice recovery right there from Patada Velos.
She's got that huge hurt box underneath her when she does dive kick.
Yeah, I've seen it lose to sweeps before.
Yeah, I've seen clips, yeah. Very nice confirm. Scooting forward.
Oh no, the walk back. You got to watch out for the players that like to walk backwards. And Self-Cool is just going to go right into the level 3. You can see he's almost burned out. So he's like, you know what? Time to build a little bit of that drive gauge back here.
Yeah, really well targeted.
Try to go for the built-in shimmy on the Just Cool. Oh, and he does get the burnout.
Takes a risk, get worked out. In big trouble though. Level 3 is almost there. If you could just build a little bit of bar, it's not gonna happen.
I tell you, man, the amount of time it takes to charge that jackknife maximum is like non-existent. I swear,
45 frames.
I swear he has it every single time.
Almost. Yeah.
Oh.
Hoping to bait as she moves forward. Knee. This is the character who's got a ton of different stuff. Defense, neutral, zoning, pressure.
Unfortunately, dashes right into that jumping heavy kick again. And again, the reason why that jumping heavy kick is so significant, because it hits at ranges where, you know, now if she dive kicks and you try to anti-air it, you're just going to miss. So she can bait out the anti-airs with the dive kick. Having that jumping heavy kick reach so far is so powerful.
Oh, nothing out of it though. Self-Cool slowly trying to move in. Oh, he fakes it only. And Patada just waits it out.
Ooh, okay. Kind of a zero-sum engagement right there.
Woo! That's what you're hoping for as DJ. Hoping to convince them to jump.
Yeah, but we're in a situation right now where Patada Velos has to be careful here. He's close to burnout, but he's got the hit into the easy level 3 confirmed, and he should be able to take game 1. Just as a reminder, all of these first few games are 2 out of 3, so Patada Velos here now. 1 game up, just needs to take 1 more game to get to tomorrow.
And let me check the fact here. Yes, if you make it into the next round, you've made it into the top 8 winners. and if you do, then it is 3 out of 5.
Yes. So let's see if a Self-Cool here Can find any. Oh no, he's just getting rushed down here in the corner here. Yeah. Oh no, didn't get anything off of that standing medium punch. Might have been close enough with the standing light kick into drill.
We're not seeing zoning at all. This is pressure. He hadn't gone for the overhead before. He's there now. I love it.
No.
He called out exactly right. This change of pace and strategy into maybe the kill. Yeah, good work. It really paid off because previously he was trying to anti-air, he was trying to air there. It wasn't really working out. Turn it into offense instead and make her defense show up.
Yeah, and then once DJ gets that clean hit in the corner, my God, he didn't even spend any super meter at all, and he just drained like almost half of her life.
Some of the most damage in the game.
Oh, just a walk out of the corner there. Super brave push by Patada Velos. Now here we go. Now he has the quarter. That's the reward that he's gotten again, walking up. One of the hardest things to do in footsies is to be brave enough to walk in those situations like that.
Really walked far, actually, but gotta make it count now. Taking the grab is the classic approach for Self-Cool, and he backs off.
Yeah, it was a back throw, unfortunately, so we didn't get anything off of that. And Self-Cool here now with a pretty solid game number 2. So we're at 1-1 here, because that was a pretty fast game 2 compared to game 1.
It wasn't just about the pressure, too. At the end there, he called out that there was going to be the dive kick, and he had the neutral response. Link. What he's been hunting for before, standing reset.
Ooh, didn't go for the throw. You see a lot of DJs go for the throw after that medium so bad, the heavy so bad. It's one of the equalizers for Cammy is that standing heavy kick, man. That button is so good.
Tried to move away out of plus frames. Again, maybe hoping for a dive kick or that. Oh, I don't know if that was the intention.
Yeah, it was interesting because I felt like that round, Self-Cool kind of went back a little bit to the more defensive style there. It worked out, though, fortunately for him, so he's at match point. Patada Velos was saying, he was a little worried. You said that he was a little worried about this DJ, and now,
yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, but again, the back throw with Cammy, you kind of want to lean towards the forward throw so you can at least get the drive rush crouching light kick meaty.
Neutral jumps are coming in big.
Oh, wake up
Great
dive
read.
kick. Second time he's done that. Second time he's just done wake up jump into EX dive kick. Oh boy, here we go. You got it? You got the rhythm. All right, there we go. Someone's going to lose a grand finals match dropping the rhythm with that, and it's going to be sad times, but it's not going to happen here. Self-Cool is going to take it indeed and move on to tomorrow for the top 8.
It's exactly what he wanted. He really wanted to win so he could make it a top 8 winners. Congratulations for doing exactly that.
But unfortunately for Patada Velos, he's going to be moving to the loser side, and he's going to have a little bit of time to wait for his match to come up. So he's going to be able to at least, chill out and practice and recover from that loss, unfortunately.
That's right. If you lose the first match of the top 16, you have to wait until all the way to the end to play your loser's side match of the top 16. That's how brackets work. So it will be a little while. Taking a look back at this. Yeah, that first game was definitely more in contention than the second game was, certainly. This was a lot of offense for Patada Velos, and Self-Cool didn't quite have the defense for it. And so you saw in that next game, as we'll take a look here coming up, that it was more about his offense. Yeah, he got into the corner, he baited that out, and he sealed it without spending super at all.
40% just gone right there off of one.
Didn't he burn himself out?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, and then the throw here to seal the deal. And as you can see now, Self-Cool is going to be moving on to top A. He can, chill and relax a little bit now because he's not playing until tomorrow. Gets to say, obviously he's going to be very invested in watching this next match to find out who wins, so he can practice up against that character in particular.
That is the idea. And we're going to be moving on to that. So it will be Arachne Vermi CL versus HDG Younghou coming up next. Got a couple of folks here who, man, I love the face. Thank you for, when somebody sends in a silly picture, not everybody is willing to put it up on their broadcasts. And I am very happy that CPT is doing it. I love it.
Oh, man.
I love it. I want to see the personality of these players. I don't want everybody to just go up there and cross their arms and have a serious expression on their face. Let me know what your personality is like. And this is Younghou showing it off. He also says about himself, and I remember this from before, he has a psychology degree.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he's a grappler player. And, you know, I mean, you and I are going to agree on this. Grappler players need to understand human psychology.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They need that. They need that. And he's great at it.
I mean, honestly, when you go back and watch the Snake Eyez Reynald match there from last week, a lot of it came down to Snake Eyez just having the reads and knowing the psychology of you know, how his opponent was thinking. And it is very, very it's crucial to being a grappler player. So, but Younghou, I mean, he's also just a really strong technician. He labs a lot. You know, he tests a lot of things, and so yeah, he has a very strong knowledge of the overall game. But as you can see, 38 years old going up against 28-year-old Vermi. Let's see how Vermi, what his thoughts on this match are going to be coming up here. Salt will be real during my next match. Now, keep in mind, he didn't specify who is going to be filling the salt, right? So there you go.
Call the salt, but not for me. Vermi CL from Copiapó, Chile, in the Atacama Desert, the driest desert in the world.
Oh, really?
It is. Some of those areas there have never recorded rain. Will his gameplay be as dry? We'll find out. And then Younghou, we got him up here next. He says, if Vermi CL has 1 million fans, I am one of them. If Vermi CL has 10 fans, I am one of them. If Vermi CL has no fans, it's because I am no longer in this world. If the world is against Vermi CL, I am against the world. HDG Younghou with the psychology degree and the grappler player and the facial expression that lets you know it's all super real. And absolutely taking it 100% seriously.
Yeah, the beautiful copy pasta over here. So nicely done to Younghou.
From Santiago, Chile.
I mean, you look, if CPT stood for the Copy Pasta Tour, then Younghou would definitely win that one, I think, for now. So
nice work.
He's at least in the running for that.
Luke versus Marissa is the matchup that we are expecting. Luke is a very strong character. Marissa, I think, is a really strong character too. You know, she has had some big success here and there already. And what I like about her is a bunch of stuff. You know, she just always has the constant threat that if you screw up, you are 2 hits from losing.
Yeah, I mean, Big Bird has literally said she just doesn't have losing matchups because anytime 2 hits, you die. And sometimes 1 hit. Like if she hits you with a level 3 and it burns you out and you have no super, she gets basically the free the drive impact. Yeah. And then there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, literally, she's killed in 1 sequence.
She always gets the corner after super.
Always gets the corner.
That's how
in
it
that
works
situation.
for her. Yeah, she's definitely really cool. Got some great ideas. Cool tech that she has as well. And then Luke, as we said, a very strong character too. It is not like it was in the last game. No. But no, he's really, really good. He's just one of those characters that has all the tools. There's no part of the game where he is out of options, right? Like he always has something to say. And that is always going to be a threat.
My take on Luke is that his biggest strength is no matter what you throw at him, he can have an answer. Whether the player has that answer is up to the player, obviously, but he has a way out of just about every situation. And he also happens to have a projectile fastest level 1 super at 6 frames in the game, which is nice to have.
To have.
But I mean, Marisa is one of those characters that, again, I love how Capcom has, you know, a lot of these new characters that we have, you know, we've seen with Aki coming in. I know everybody's excited about that, but to make a character that can kill you in 2 hits and not be extremely broken, like, I'm so happy.
She's so cool.
Oh, speaking of damage right here, Younghou finding the hit in there, and there's the phalanx.
Oh, maybe expecting a stamp fierce. I'm not sure what the call was, but whatever it was, it's all right. Younghou's hanging out. So is Vermi CL. There's the reaction that we need to see. Got to shut down some of her approach options. She has good whiff punishing and, again, great pressure and damage, but her forward movement is not necessarily the strongest. So if you can shut that stuff down on reaction, it can really put a dent in her game.
One of the scariest things, though, is that when she does get that drive rush, the drive rush into that standing heavy punch is terrifying. Oh, jumps out of the Scootsum command throw. And now we've got a burned out Marisa here. So Younghou just trying to buy the time, but you are getting caught here. We've got the perfect. Oh, and he's going to go to the level 3 already. Okay.
Down around after all. Still needs at least one hit. If it's the perfect hit, maybe he needs one, but unlikely. We'll see how it goes.
Any crouching medium kick into drive rush for Vermi should just be able to take it at this point.
Ooh!
Oh no, here we go.
You're in the corner
position, and he has no level 1. He does have the OD, so he could definitely counter a drive impact. So let's see how Younghou. Oh no, he's
Nothing there.
didn't punish in time. He could have hit a button on the way down.
Ooh, boy, with the plus frames on the medium kick there out of DR. Still okay for Younghou, but that was real scrambling.
Yeah, definitely a drop. He definitely should have just been able to kill off of that cancel straight up.
Okay, that drive rush forward makes me think that maybe Vermi CL is going to play a little bit more offense. Yeah, jump in as well. So maybe there's a change in idea here. I'm sure there's a lot of experience between the two.
Drive rush, cancel into that crouching light punch, try to bait out maybe an OD uppercut. Drive parry against that, smart decision.
Man, look at the moving forward while playing defense, while still aware of his opponent's throw attacks and stuff. Younghou's playing great. Parries are there, perfect timing.
Too far away for that target combo to connect, doesn't matter. Finally gets the hit, doesn't go for the perfect combo, instead just goes for the Oki.
You have cornered yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Get the corner.
Now Younghou's got to find a way to fight his way out. He doesn't have a level 3 in the stocks right now, so he's not going to be able to get that instant corner carry. But there we go, the drive rush confirm. Vermi CL here with his first round. Of course, up 1-0 already. Just needs to win this game, but what a whiff punish right there.
Ooh, missed the drive. Parry, but no dash.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I wonder if he's trying to bait something out with that, but I'm not sure what you're trying to bait out from Marisa, unless you're just trying to get him to waste a level 2 or something.
I mean, after a knockdown, you probably want drive rush.
Yeah.
Here comes Younghou saving the 3.
Yeah, now basically any clean hit from Marisa might even just be a kill. Actually, not anymore because she doesn't have the corner. Look at this, gonna burn himself out to go for the level 3.
I'm worried, man. I'm worried because if you are burned out and you have no super and Marisa hits you once,
yeah, don't do anything
it's
to
over.
her wake up. Don't do anything to her wake. Oh my God, you are a brave man.
It's over. Yeah.
If he did the wake up level 3, the game was over.
Yeah,
like
you're
100%.
right. That round is. We're moving on to the next one.
That would have been it right there.
Okay, it worked out. That was a brave play from Vermi CL.
Yeah, because again, you get hit by that level 3, you're taken to the corner, you're burned out, you have 0 meters, drive rush, button into impact, and you're dead. That's it.
Aha!
Oh.
The reads are coming strong. We got to see that psychology degree. Come on, Younghou.
But he missed the perfect charge on that flash knuckle. Still gets the whiff punish, however, and now the corner pressure. Yeah, I love those drive parries against the Gladius right there, just in case he gets that perfect parry. Ooh, again, 6 frames.
But no resources now. Okay, it worked out. There are these brave moments for Vermi where he gets offense and pressure and only needs another hit, but that is, it takes some bravery to do, and it's paying off. Match point.
All right, so Younghou looked great at the start there, taking game number 1, but just goes into the lights and not going to get as much damage off of it as a result, and Vermi instead gets his, like I said, goes for the Oki option off of the flash knuckle.
He would love to slow down a little bit as he gets some of those bars up top of the screen back. Here's Younghou, though.
Okay, gets the knockdown. Oh, beautiful wake up, perfect parry, back throw, and guess what? You're in the corner now, but what a tech from Younghou, who especially took a bunch of damage for that tech the previous round.
We're going down to the final round between these two.
Here we go.
Which
Best
one of them will fulfill
round.
the dream of self-cool? Oh my God, Younghou! Spinning it early, right away here.
I just realized Younghou was playing modern Marisa. I only just realized.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, that looked like modern react. Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Part of the strength of her. Of course, that does a lot less damage, though. Here's Younghou with the corner.
Yeah,
plus. Oh, that's punished. You made me dead.
Oh, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. With Marisa, there's no maybe. That is just how it goes. And You know, I've even seen that Big Bird, he's been experimenting with the modern Marisa too, and even he was just like, I see why Shuto plays this now. And so, yeah, definitely see some of the strengths right there, especially having the instant reaction. And again, that's one of the hard things. If you're fighting against a player who's using modern, a lot of players refuse to change how they play when they fight against modern. So they'll do the, I'll test to see your reactions by throwing a fireball. You know, like, I'll test your anti-air by jumping at you. And you have to play a very different game against modern. You have to play a slower game.
Modern causes a stalemate, in my opinion. As somebody who's been playing modern, I think that's how I would phrase it. It easily lets you shut the opponent's options down by having such a great option to shut it down. It's the threat of it, right? And Vermi, as great as he played, in that moment, in that last round, he took one too many risks. We saw brave play from him throughout the set. Like, that's the style that got him to match point in the first place. But then the overcommitment on something that just doesn't really matter that much, right? The individual fireball cost him a couple of times. Here's a look at another of those moments.
Right there.
There it is, yeah.
And just
if you're wondering how you do that, if you're not a modern player, if you haven't played it, it's just a direction on the stick plus a single button, the heavy plus special that gives you super. And so you can just walk back and forth and do it whenever you want. There's Younghou moving on.
Yeah, in a real nail biter, though. Definitely a very, very tough match.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah, great match.
Yeah, but again, that means, he's going to be moving on and going up against Self-Cool from Argentina. So we're gonna have an Argentina-Chile match coming up here. But coming up here next in the winner's side is going to be Falcon and Dookie coming up against each other. These players from Peru and Argentina.
Now, of course, Dookie made Capcom Cup last time by winning this event, first place, of course. Street Fighter 5, right? Different game, but that's the case. He is very strong. I've played against him online. Didn't go that great. Didn't go that great at all.
For you?
For me.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I dunked guy. No, I do. No, he's very strong. And so I'm happy to see him here. But same for Falcon, who made Capcom Cup by winning World Warrior South America North last time. So 2 players who made it to Capcom Cup last year. One of them can do it this time via CPT. There's still the World Warriors as a way to get through, but one of them can just do it outright. They're hoping for it this time.
As you can see here, 2 JPs going up against each other. So we're going to have a JP mirror match unless one of them doesn't like the JP mirror match and decides to go with a different character, because the JP mirror match can be kind of messy.
It's an interesting one to watch, at least. I like that the character has so much going on. So even if there's a matchup where he can't zone as easily, which is kind of how I imagine this going, there's movement options that the character has, he still has a lot of other stuff to do. His pressure's great, his anti-airs are great, the damage is great, the Oki's good. I mean, it may just be a situation where whoever gets things started first is the one who's in control. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I always say about JP is after you block the ground spike, that's when it's time for you to start moving when you're fighting against JP. Because now the JP has to kind of guess, are you going to move forward, so does he go closer ground spike? Are you going to stay in place so he does it in the same spot? The problem is most characters don't have a full screen attack. But when you're fighting against another JP, and now when you block the ground spike, you're in this very awkward stalemate kind of.
Yeah.
Are you spiking? Are you not? Who's spiking? I don't know, you know.
At least it's not like the first time that JP was in a fighting game when from the deep punished from the deep. It's not like that anymore. Okay, anti-airs there.
And now there we go, gets the combo into the corner. And now, wasn't ready for that. The drive impact, not ready for it. And I like the habit from Dookie right there to build the drive gauge, even though he didn't need it. But it's just good to remember to do that sometimes.
Muscle memory.
Yeah. Build that muscle memory. Oh, gosh. Just reading that teleport.
Parrying through quite a bit of it. Oh, really?
Interesting. Okay, gonna activate this, and
love
he's gonna
this.
get the hit. Yeah, he gets the full combo off of this. All the way to the corner. Doesn't go for a drive impact to juggle and drain some of that
Burn
drive
out.
gauge, but
Man.
does manage to get the burnout anyway. And now it's super scary.
What a sick juggle.
Set up. Oh, the empty low. And that was, he didn't even get that heavy punch as a combo.
I don't think so either.
But it worked, so yeah.
It worked. That all started with that on reaction, level 2.
Right. I feel like W Falcon probably let go of the controller already because he thought he was done, you know, off of that reset situation. But Dookie does get the win. He's up 1-0 right now. Catch him with the low ghost, and here's the EX ghost, and he burned himself running up there, and so this is actually not going to be good for Dookie, so you can see him backing off right now, just trying to buy the time to try to gain that drive gauge back.
I still are doing a pretty good job of not getting caught in what Falcon would like to do, set up zoning or pressure. Finally here. Yes.
There it is. Spike versus Spike here.
Man, the parries have been on point. Even if it's not perfect parry, avoiding losing drive gauge is so big in these moments.
And it's one of the reasons why I feel like JP is so strong, because he's also got the fake, and he gets people to lose drive gauge that way. We haven't really seen either of these players do that too much. Wow, the shoes, man. That jumping heavy kick, dude, is such a good jump button. Not letting W Falcon advance at all.
Yeah, just stabbing him with the trident before he got there.
Yeah, disciplines him with the cane, basically. Ooh, okay. Spinning the drive reversal.
Right back in there, though, is Dookie. He's got the corner. Putting Falcon in the trunk of the car. One more mix-up, maybe? Oh, that caused the burnout. The parry was just a frame too early.
Scary. Oh, can you do anything about this? Okay, and gets the anti-air. Dookie being a little aggressive jumping, but he has such a life lead that I don't think he's worried about that anti-air. And yeah, jumps in again right away to get that victory. And now he is 1 round away. Nice. Caught. Falcon got that hit. But again, when you push the other wow, okay.
Gravity squeeze right there. We saw that from Dookie, it was level 2 was the choice in that situation. Here, Falcon, level 3.
Checking, and here comes the spikes. Oh,
nice work! Oh my
God! I can't believe he got the OD amnesia going there. But he was burned out, so he couldn't really do much more. He's gonna activate the level 2, and I like this because he's just trying to buy the time.
Who cares?
Yeah, he's just trying to buy the time right now to get some of that drive gauge back. And as you can see here, it is back now, so it worked out. But here we go, a confirm for Falcon. He just needs one more hit. And there it is, the crouching medium kick. It reaches so far.
It's so good.
I still remember when the game first came out, people were saying that JP's mid-range wasn't that strong.
I mean, I remember feeling that way until, I don't know, a couple weeks in, people started to do so much more. Very interesting character.
Yeah, especially like with the EX Ghost, people have gotten so good at using that. Crouching medium kick, obviously a wonderful button.
Both of them trying to bait the other into a DI in some of these moments, not canceling always into things like the spin.
Okay. We got the OD portal here just to kind of hold the space a little bit. Not an anti-air crouching heavy punch. That's what I thought was going to come from. But, oh, he stuck right past the spike, but he didn't get the full combo off.
He does not want to block. Falcon does not want to block right now. He wants to. Oh, got hit! Dookie wasn't expecting it. Here's the chance.
Oh, and that was a punish counter combo into this. Oh, I thought he was going to combo into a drive impact there just to burn him out. But he gets the burnout anyway. This is scary. And guess what? Dookie also almost has the level 2 built up. If he could just get a couple. Oh, he might not even need it. Or just activate it now.
Yeah, that's it.
Or you don't even need to. Yeah, there was just checkmate in like 9 different ways in that round. So there we go. Dookie now at match point.
Hey, it's a big read here. Trying to set things up. Will there be a reset in this? No, looks like not. Oh, he was a little bit early, I think.
Now getting pushed to the corner, but he built a lot of drive gauge with those parries right there. He's still parrying. Yeah, you know what? He's like, you know what? I don't care. Throw me.
It's a lot more damage on the grab, but it's you don't take the risk of getting hit overhead low.
Yeah, it's almost kind of the reason why you almost feel like I mean, the fact that he does get the
And that's the burnout as well on
boy.
Dookie.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Falcon can really party now.
It's just
He burns himself out. And there's a level 2. Okay, woo, doesn't come up. Dookie did have level 2 right there and could have caused havoc, but it's match point instead.
Again, even JP is scared when he gets burned out against JP. It is, I mean, that is one of the scariest situations in the game, being burned out against JP. It is terrifying. And here we go. And look at that. Yeah, he just parried the whole thing. He's like, you know, you're going to throw me or not? You know, I was trying to say, like, that's actually one of the only good things about him doing so much damage with the combos is that you're just going to take the throw in that situation.
Yeah. Okay, knockdown.
Here we go. Teleport over. Punishes the landing frames.
Oh, he did it. Dookie was not looking for it this time. Set up into what? No, he's late.
Yeah. That's not supposed to. Oh, I don't remember seeing if there was a punish counter or not.
Wow, the jump attack did work. Falcon does not want to block yet again. Okay, he burns himself out. Looking for a hit. Nothing's there.
He's coming down to the wire here. And I mean, this is a really scary situation, obviously, for Falcon, because he was burned out, and the spike is gonna finish it. Dookie manages to clutch out the final round there in this JP mirror, but I mean, you could tell these two players definitely very, very evenly matched here. And I swear, if we ran this set to like a 1st to 10, probably would have finished as a 9-10, honestly.
Great match. Really back and forth. They both had some different ideas, but also had some really strong stuff on either side. Thinking back to that last round, there was that moment when Falcon had what I got to assume is a missed timing on late snap as like a meaty, and he got punished.
Right, yeah.
Things really changed after that.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest things, even with the input buffer and the ability for frame kills and stuff. Still got to have to be perfect timing on a lot of those, and any little slight mistake can cost you. Interestingly enough, though, that, you know, Dookie was willing to hit the button in that situation, though.
Well, maybe just recognize that it was late.
Yeah. Oh, there it was right there, the counter DI. DIs are so strong, but the punishment is so high if you do get counter DI. So it's always a risk to do.
Yeah, nice keep up here from Dookie, the great hit confirm, to put himself into top 8, where we'll see him tomorrow. Again, he won this thing last year when it was Street Fighter V, and he's looking like he's in a pretty good spot to do it again.
Yeah, and you know, obviously Ken, very strong character. People talk about him, but JP is the other character that everyone is talking about. I feel like we've seen a JP getting into the top 8 and doing well at most of these CPTs, right? So
most tournaments.
Most of the tournaments, fair.
Period.
Fair.
There are, I mean, as we were saying before, in terms of the characters, there are only 2 JPs. We just happen to see them matched up against each other, right? Sometimes that happens. And there are 2 Kens as well. So look, Ken could be up there. Ken could be doing good work. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, you know, showcasing a lot of the talent here from the Southwest region here, but we do have a lot of other CPT events online going on, so you definitely want to make sure that you register for those as well. Next one coming up is Asia East. As you can see, the registration closing tomorrow, Pacific Daylight Time. So if you're from the Asia East region, make sure you get that registration in there to play in that, because that's going to be one of your main ways to qualify, right? And of course, there are other ways to qualify as well. We had a qualifier at EVO, but we're also going to have 2 more offline events where you can qualify just directly by winning. On October 20th through 22nd, we are going to have a premiere in Singapore where you can qualify directly. And then in November 3rd through 5th in France, we're going to have a 3rd premiere that you can just qualify directly from. Again, these are some of the harder ones to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, we saw how good that EVO Street Fighter 6 tournament was. I mean, it's a good time. It's fun time. And I'll tell you right now, offline tournaments are still just absolutely an irreplaceable experience.
That is the best. I highly agree with you. Now, James, the one coming up next will be Asia East. This is South Korea, Hong Kong, etc. So get in there if you are in that region. That's going to be next weekend. So registration about to close. The Central America East, a couple weeks after that. Registration period going there. Brazil, September 23rd, a couple of weeks later. So look, as always, this is a worldwide enterprise that we have going on here. We have players from all over the place, and as we've been talking about the whole time, there are killers everywhere. And these ones coming up, man, Korea, Hong Kong, you know that there are always really strong players from these spots.
Yeah.
Now, part of my theory of commentary, James, is that you should never waste time.
Okay.
I think that it's important that everything you say on commentary has a point. Otherwise, why are you listening to me? So I'm not going to ask the useless question. Do you want free Chipotle? I know that you do. I already know the answer to that. Why bother? Why bother asking it? You want free Chipotle, don't you?
I want free Chipotle.
I know you do,
I
James.
want free. And you know what the best thing about it is? If you use that coupon code HDKN236, you get yourself... They pay you. They're
you
paying
believe it?
you in Capcom bucks. I have on my PlayStation 5 now bought like all of the crazy... all of the alternate costumes there, so it's
Dang, you
nice.
have been gorging on Chipotle, huh? Nice work. Well, if you can join up on the app, you can join Chipotle Rewards there. That is a great way to get yourself some free Chipotle. Please check it out. Shout outs to Chipotle for partnering on Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
It's so cool, man. Whoever is just like a Street Fighter fan at Chipotle who set this kind of stuff up, shout outs to you. Great work.
And again, great work to the players so far here in this tournament. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out who the fourth player getting to the winner's side of top 8 tomorrow is going to be. Stick around, guys, for more Street Fighter 6 after this.
At Chipotle, real food always starts with real ingredients in real kitchens. When you order Chipotle, real food starts with you. Whether it's in restaurant, pickup, or delivery. However you Chipotle is the easiest way to Chipotle.
Time to work, time to work. When inhaled, coriamyrtin blocks the gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors in the central nervous system, causing spasmodic muscle contractions.
Master, it's a work of art! It's perfect!
What to do with you now? So, shall we put him out of his misery? Time for some experimentation. I bet poison would work wonders on you. I wouldn't move if I were you. Poison's on the menu. Is my poison kicking in?
Street Fighter 6.
Ice cold. That's one way that you can describe the performances that we saw from this player last season in CPT. The Nash was absolutely insane. And of course, I am talking about Frozen. We saw what you did with that Nash. How does it feel knowing you were the first person to really show us how good that he had become?
Muy feliz porque el personaje era malo y 3 días antes del CPT de Sudamérica lo mejoraron y pude llegar hasta la final gracias a eso.
Yeah, he felt happy because 3 days before the CPT, the character was really bad, and he could have better results with that character.
You qualified for Capcom Cup, and then you're able to come over to the USA, compete in Capcom Cup at the highest level, and had a pretty good running. In your groups, you were only able to go 1-4, but you took games off a lot of world-class players. They were close sets. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like to compete on the world stage in the final Capcom Cup and how that experience was like overall?
Siempre fue, desde que empecé a jugar este juego, fue mi objetivo llegar a Capcom Cup y estaba muy feliz en el momento que pude participar y estaba muy nervioso también.
He was happy but nervous. One of the things he wanted to do when he started playing this game was qualifying to Capcom Cup.
That said, with Street Fighter 6 though, I'm actually curious, who are you playing right now and what do you feel like your chances are leading into this CPT event? Are you as confident as you were with Nash in the end game of Street Fighter 5?
Estoy usando a Jamie, pero como es basura uso de secundario a Luke.
He's actually playing Jamie, but since this character is trash, he decided to pick the second, Luke as a second character, so...
Frozen. Look, I like hearing stuff like that, bro, because that means that he is all about getting that W. He's not going to sit there and complain and then not do nothing about it. We talk about that sometimes, Brian. So definitely very dope to see. Man's like Frozen. Definitely was a pleasure talking to you, brother. And of course, this has been one of Argentina's finest. Actually, the best Street Fighter player that we have seen up to this point from Argentina, Frozen.
Welcome back to the Capcom Pro Tour. We're taking a look at South America West. And that player we just saw right there, Frozen, he will be coming up soon, although not the very next match. We still have a little bit more work to do on the winner's side before we get to the loser's side. My name's Ultra David, and with me is James Chen.
Yep, exactly. And one of the other guys that we were talking to there, Bacon Strips as well, is one of the guys running one of the World Warriors for the South America West. So we'll talk about that in a little bit more later on the broadcast, because obviously they're trying to qualify for this region right now. But if they don't do that, they still have the World Warrior options for themselves as well.
You got it. The next one that we have in winner's side is going to be Egarovano versus Bekitos. That is Paraguay versus Chile. Egarovano, I looked up both of these players, and Egarovano got 33rd last time. Again, Street Fighter 5, a little different, but 33rd. And for Bekitos, the last time that I saw him in a big tournament, according to FG Combo, was 129th place at EVO Online Latin America 2021. So it has maybe been a while. His quote about himself also is, "This is first tournament. I hope to keep improving. GG's to all."
Wow.
So that may be a Street Fighter 6 tournament, because again, we have records for him before, but it has been a while. So super, super cool to see him back here.
Yep, and of course, Egarovano here. His team, WUS, that's what I always call it when you do a wake up super, right? But Egarovano here, 24 years young here, and he is our Zangief player. I mean, look at him. I mean, he looks like a Zangief player, right? I mean, honestly, but let's see what he has to say about this match coming up. He says, "I grew a beard waiting for a moment like this. Horosho!" Wow, that I had no idea his quote was going to be about his beard and Zangief. I had no idea.
You nailed it. You knew. Like a Zangief player yourself. You knew you can read each other.
Man, that's amazing. Okay.
Photoshop.
And so I'm really excited to see the Zangief here, and obviously we've seen what kind of damage Zangief can do
right
on a CPT online. So let's see if his opponent is ready for that.
His other fact about himself, I love. It is, "The more I complain, the stronger I feel." So
Dude,
this man's out here winning the world's strongest man as the Zangief player these days.
Dude, if that was, look, I'm just going to give him a little crap here, because if that was true, I'd be the best fighting game player in the world, okay? Look, let me just tell you right now, okay? I don't know if that works here. I don't recommend that to everybody else in the FGC, okay? Anyways.
Zangief versus Ken. This is one of the Kens that we talked about. There are 2 Ken representatives. The only Geef representative in this top 16 is up here. Ken's great. He's a great character. He's just a character that has every tool in the tool set, and they're all good. It's not like he is... Yeah, I mean, you got it. You got it. Zangief has some of the best expressions at the beginning. I mean, you got to say that.
He definitely wins that one, that matchup, for sure.
Yeah. He's really top tier there.
And I love it, too, because I know I say this every CBD broadcast, but, like, I still don't stop laughing at those faces.
Oh, they're
dude.
great,
I
man.
love them. I love those faces. All right, but this is what. Here he
Oh,
goes.
boy,
this is
the problem.
one of Ken's strengths. Here.
Yeah, one of Ken's strengths and one of Zangief's weaknesses.
Oh yeah, I mean, both of us as former Zangief players, this is clearly the weakest Zangief has ever been in a defensive position.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, and we both think he's probably the weakest character defensively, specifically. He's got other strengths, don't get us wrong, right? But that part of his game, he's in trouble there.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said, you know, the way that a grappler like Zangief has worked is that it's hard for him to get in, but to trade off, you could never jump at him.
You're the wall.
Yeah, you couldn't pressure him on his wake up.
Yes.
That doesn't exist in this game here because you can clearly bully Zangief.
If he doesn't have level 3, you're not worried.
Yeah. But he's got the corner. Oh,
no. You needed to do cross-cut lariat.
Something you've never had to think about before.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
okay.
armor through.
Yeah, using that armor gets a knockdown, and now he's slowly trying to walk Bekitos back, but Bekitos crouching medium kick, confirmed the drive rush, and here we go. Gonna be big damage. You're gonna be close to burnout. Can he take advantage of this now? Yep, goes in there with the Dragon Lash. There's the burnout. Now you can expect the drive rush cure because the only thing that Egaro would be able to counter with is the level 2. Okay, now he's got the level 3.
Great damage there. Overhead, he's probably safe. Oh, sweep even. And the grab. And so 3 big moments right at the end of this round were enough.
And that's how Zangief wins, right? He's going to land those big moments. And, you know, it is a risk. You see a lot of Zangiefs after SPD, they like to go for that overhead because it's spaced at a range where you could be safe. But kind of like how Marisa likes to go for her overhead kick after her command throw, get the drive impacts ready to go, you know?
No, you just can't do that. Again, Bekitos has not yet seen Egarovano get through that. So keep it up on the DI. Now, level 3 is something that you can be worried about, yeah.
Oof.
And so Bekitos is away. Does not want to contend with that.
Oh, wow. Using jump heavy kick, catching Bekitos trying to jump.
Oh, no, dash cancel. That level 3 is still there. CA now. If he finds it, he's going to take the game.
Yep. Oh,
keep it up.
The
reset isn't there. Yes, it is.
I was so scared he might have done it too early. I was so scared, but you know what? He knows better than anyone. And here we go. Boom. The CA version. Let's get the zoom out. Let's get the wave of damage. Zangief taking game number 1. And there you right there is one of the best blueprints for Zangief to win a match. Land that level 3.
You can be in trouble for a long time, and then if you make just a few reads, you're there.
I mean, it does so much damage, and I love it. I love watching
it. Does
people
5,300 damage.
It's over half damage on most characters.
By far the most damage on a super.
Especially if you punch counter someone too, then it's just like fun time.
Bekitos is back here. Not much to be worried, but oh, he got hit before. I think you saw the intended startup. His inputs were coming out for the DP, but not there on natural move. Again!
Yeah. So one of the things that Egaro, you know, he's reacting with the lariat, right? That is a subconscious, you know, reflex that he's doing right there. And Bekitos is taking advantage of it because the air Tatsu makes him go a little bit farther forward. It's something that Egarovano is going to have to pay attention to. Maybe switch to a crouching fierce or something might actually catch.
Very cautious on potential offense there. So Bekitos is able to button his way out. Back to mid-screen. Is that close enough? It is.
My gosh, okay. Good range here, and he's going to go for the combo version now. And yeah, just goes for max damage. He doesn't get Oki in this situation, but he gets the max damage.
Big life lead. One SPD is going to kill. That's
Oh,
close enough,
wow,
certainly. Yeah,
okay.
Bekitos is here. He has, again, not seen Egarovano counter that DI.
Okay, here we go. As we said, very easy to
Yep.
get bullied here, yeah. And you know what? Egarovano was definitely the younger of the two players here, but having trouble countering that DI.
He was looking for some kind of super, a DP, something like that. None of that stuff came out. The
that
hit
was a
comes!
counter hit. No, and he was crouching as well. And so there you go. Bekitos gonna Dragon Lash his way to tie it up 1-1. And even though the joke out there is about, age and drive impacts, it really has nothing to do with age.
It's not about that.
Honestly. People always tell me I can't counter drive impacts because I'm old. I'm like, no, it's because I'm bad.
Yeah.
Two different things.
But really, that has been a huge, huge part of this match so far. That we have not seen a counter DI. And right now the threat comes as well. No, Bekitos backs off.
Just one of those things. Once you get put in the corner, it's just got to be in your mental stack. It just has to
Have your finger over that button.
Yep.
Confirm. Yep,
Nice.
on counter.
Oh, that's standing heavy punch from Ken. Tries to go for the meaty overhead. Nice block and counter right there from Egarovano. Getting himself out of that pressure situation. Good block on the overhead again.
Hey. Bekitos has done normal jumps this round. Maybe he's thought that he taught Egarovano to not do that, not do lariat. But that hasn't happened.
Yeah. It's like I said, I feel like it's definitely more of a reflex thing from Egarovano than anything.
Still he has a life lead, but not by much. And as Bekitos backs off, yeah, he has the ability to come in so fast.
I mean, that's one of the powers of Ken, right? He's got a really strong drive rush.
Again, the same thing happens. You can see Egarovano is responding to those, but with the wrong option.
He keeps going with a low attack.
Yeah, both times crouching jab has been hit.
And one of the worst things about that, too, is when you get hit low, even without a punish counter, that at least allows him to combo off of that as well if you're crouching. Because you get the +5 situation as opposed to the +4. Oh, he barely did not make it behind.
He's getting light on SPDs. Again, he could walk up and maybe try it. Burns himself out.
Oh, okay. No air tatsus for you. I've got an air SPD waiting for you. Oh boy, but he is burned out and he's gonna get hit here. This is gonna be big damage here. Now, when does Bekitos want to spend this level 3, right? He's got this critical. Oh no, he got to the wall. Is he gonna spend it here or is he just gonna go for the, oh, he is.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting, because this isn't gonna kill.
No.
And so if he's still got another round potentially, even if he loses this one. But now he's, no matter what, if he gets to the next round, he won't have the level.
Oh no, you could see him pumping for the super, and when he needed something to come out, super or DI or parry, none of that stuff came out. It's interesting because he did have reactions to the Dragon Lash. We did see him react to jump into EX Tatsu with Air SPD. The reactions are possible, clearly, from Egarovano, but unfortunately in those DI moments, he never had the solution.
Yeah, and that's just one of the things, right? I mean, the interesting thing about DI too is that a lot of times it is, the fact that it is feels kind of sudden. It plays poorly for those with the fight or flight kind of reactions. You see something, it looks like a threat, so you're like, oh, block it. And then you're like, oh, I can't block this. And that's what happens right there. And yeah, the fact that that fight ended that way was, I mean, it was just an encapsulation of a large part of that fight.
Yeah, I think that's right. So Egarovano, the only player from Paraguay here in this top 16, sent down to losers. Bekitos will move on. Again, he said that this is first tournament. Yeah, I think that means Street Fighter 6. And if so, to make top 8 in the CPT is pretty sweet.
That's right, because as you can see here, Self-Cool, Younghou, Dookie, Bekitos, these are your 4 players on the winner's side of top 8. They are done for today. They can go and study the other guy right now just to be prepared for tomorrow's matchup. And again, that will start tomorrow at the same time we started today. But we still have an entire losers bracket to make it through here. As you can see, round 1, we showed you this at the start of the stream. Moises going up against Frozen, Jazz going up against Shaka 22, Blaze 11 going up against Patelana, and then Yuri going up against Salvatore. And so they will go on to the round 2, whoever wins those matches, to fight all of the players that we saw lose in round 1 winner's side.
Moises got 17th last year. And, again, as we've been talking about, Frozen, very, very strong player. We saw him in the interview just a little bit ago. Definitely really, really legit. Frozen, who made Capcom Cup and was 2nd place last time.
Yeah, so that's the match. That first match we're going to see here in the losers round 1. And unfortunately, that does mean whoever loses does get sent out of the tournament at this point in time. So the next 8 matches are all going to be elimination matches coming up.
That is how it goes. So for these players coming up here, Moises versus Frozen, Team UB, Bunga Bunga, coming up now for Frozen, ANV for Moises. This is Chile versus Argentina, as so many of these have been. For Moises, he lost to Senor Papa earlier on. Frozen got sent down by Patada Velos.
Okay.
And then had to beat a bunch of players on his way back, including Evil Craw. So good work to him. For Moises, again, we always ask people their facts, right? What's the fact about yourself? His is, I'm boring.
Hey, look, I mean, a lot of the times, your whole goal in fighting games is to try to make it as little fun as possible for your opponent, right? I mean, that's whether you rush them down or you bore them to tears, right? That's the way that you got to do it, honestly.
Definitely something that you can do. And for Frozen, again, talking about 2nd place last time in this situation, it was... a really strong play by him. I've loved watching him for quite a while. Really cool. We're looking for this to be a Cammy versus a Jamie matchup.
Interesting. Okay. I think we have the information for the players coming up here, or if not, I believe we have a quote from Frozen over here. So let's see if we can get any of this information from the players coming up here. And
we'll get that to you shortly, but we're working on things here as we just have entered losers side. After this, we're gonna have Jazz versus Shaka, which is a match that I'm jazzed about.
There we go.
And there it is. We're talking about a pretty big age difference here. That's no surprise these days in the FGC. Something that we are accustomed to. Players who've been playing for a long time, players who are already sick, even though they've been playing a relatively short time. That's what we got. For Frozen, again, we have a quote for this fella.
Yep.
Let's see what we have.
It says, it'll be a tough one, but I'll do all my best to be the first Jamie at Capcom Cup. Trying to represent the character right now. All right. And, you mentioned the age difference between the players, but, I mean, that's one of my favorite things. I mean, again, obviously one of the big talks about last week was Snake Eyez winning it, but, for me, Jay Visant Snyder getting into top 16 with that Blanca. Cool to see. We're getting a lot of the old school players here playing again against all the young players. I love seeing this kind of matchup between all the generations of fighting game players. And we're seeing it all around the globe right now, right? Again, 22 going up against, I think it was 36-year-olds was Moises. So yeah, we're getting the full spectrum here, and it's so cool to see.
As we load into the match, let's talk about Jamie a little bit. Right, this is a character that I've seen very different takes on from different people. Of course, I think a common view is that he's on the lower end of the tiers. He starts out without a drink, and in that mode, he is one of the weakest characters in the game. If you get a drink or two, especially if you get 3 drinks, the character is really strong. Once you have 3, and especially when you're at 4, you are partying big time. You have one of the strongest characters in the game. But that difference is huge because you can't always get the drinks. There's some matches where it's very difficult to do that.
And not only that, but he doesn't keep them between rounds either.
Always got to do it.
A lot of characters actually get to save their power-ups, Kimberly, Manon, etc. But like Jamie is not one of them.
Yeah.
However, Jamie with a lot of strong tools available to him, especially drive rush heavy punch like that is such a powerful tool
You know,
to have.
it's +1. It's one of the most drive reversalable common drive rush moves. So anyway, he's got the drink.
The nice thing about it is it auto beats drive impacts as well. And,
Sure.
And
it's got some good stuff.
And the other thing too, I mean, just like Yuri's standard medium kick, multiple hit buttons on drive rush are powerful because they have the most active frames. They can hit early or late.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely got some juice.
Ooh, speaking of juice there, Cammy, with those. No, that's such a common thing to do is walk back. Give him that room to walk away from you. Like, it's safe to walk back.
Right,
and
exactly.
then just tag him with that crouching medium kick.
Drink. Uh-oh.
Two,
huh?
Now he's
Is
got
this a matchup where he really gets that?
Well, he's got 2 drinks in there, so he's got access to the dive kick, to the target combo now. So yeah, is he gonna go for another one? No, he just goes in for the pressure, the trade combo. He can cancel into the Rekkas. Oh, catch him with the low and just like that. But as you can see, the drinks go from 2 to 0.
He forgets, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, if it wasn't an herbal tea drink, he probably would have been able to keep it between rounds. But because
it's just a family recipe herbal drink.
Right, it's clearly a family recipe.
No big deal.
Herbal tea drink or some sort of herbal mix.
Yeah, herbal tea fighting. You know, it's an established fighting style. We all know it.
Exactly, but
herbal tea boxing. We know it. It's game 1 for Moise over Frozen. There was that round where he got to level 2 drinks. I mean, you could see the impact of that right away.
Yeah, and again, Cammy, another one of those characters that she often ends so many rounds with that level 3 because there's just so many good ways to get into it, and she's not really going to spend too much time spending her meter on level 2s and such, right? So you'll see the occasional level 1s to finish rounds off, but then she just builds that back right away. And so it's always scary to fight Cammy because at the end of a fight, you just know that one crouching medium kick and you're losing like over 40% of your life. And it's a really tough situation with her walk speed and her buttons as well.
So, again, we're on loser side. If Moise takes this next game, that's going to be it for Frozen. Again, somebody who made it so far last time. Drink twice? Oh, his punish counter. Okay, that's cool. Oh, 3 times.
Oh, he snuck in a third. Okay.
Okay, now he's very scary. The offense is there as well as the other options now.
Good knockdown here. Doesn't try to build up for a 4th drink right now. Just stick with the 3 for now. Oh,
he's tried that a few times. It did work at least a couple of times. Not there, though.
Oh, no. He went for a command throw there? Was that what we saw there?
Hey, I think it was. Yeah. Probably not intentional.
All right, but now he's at level 4. And yeah, he's drinking now, obviously at level 4, but drinking now builds drive gauge. So he's trying to get out of this burnout situation, and there it is. Successfully gets out, but here we go. The hit, not enough to quite kill yet, but the walk-up throw is going to do it.
Match point.
Again, one of the trickiest things about Jamie is you've got to build up those drinks in order to be able to get to the point where you get access to a lot of your power. You see right there, he has to make the choice right there. Do I go in again or do I drink, right? While a lot of other characters can do similar damage without ever having to make that kind of a choice.
It's true. He's got the corner, does not want to give up on that. Oh, great read by Moise, but nothing out of it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't have a cancel off that crouching medium kick into at least a drive rush.
Okay. Is it not? No, it's not enough.
Oh, he went for another one. Oh, no. Wow, that jump. I had talked about how good the range on that jumping heavy kick is from Cammy, and yet it missed in that situation. Wow. Okay,
And,
+1,
still
yeah.
in turn.
Oh, too far away for both of them to get that throw.
Can you get there?
Oh,
Nice.
my gosh. I'm surprised he got the punish. That should lead to a
drink it.
drink. Yep. Got level 2. Oh, he's going to go for the full level 4
I really
right
like
now.
his level 2, man. I think it's really underrated. He gets so strong, this command grab so good. Look at the damage out of it. He tries it again, and Moise is out.
Okay, and he's going to go into the level 3 here, and this is a bad situation now for Frozen. He's burned out. He's in the corner over here. Got to watch out for... Ooh, the meaty, of course.
I mean, it could surely just be Impact, right?
Right.
No! Moise! Frozen has already given us the preview of the match result. As we found out about 2 seconds in advance that Moise is the one who takes the game and takes the set, eliminating Frozen from the tournament.
Crazy thing is, I didn't even see that left the room message. I was watching so intently there.
There you go.
Man.
There you go. Yeah, really tough situation for Frozen and for Jamie in that moment. He had already spent the level 2. He didn't have meter. He didn't have drive anymore. He was really stuck.
Yeah, there was so many ways at that point that Moise could have taken that at the very, very end of that round right there. He just went straight up for the combo. Was expecting a heavy punch into drive impact at some point in time, but didn't need it.
Moise, I want to know more. Again, his fact about himself was, I'm boring. I don't believe it. I don't believe people are boring. I think if you think that you're boring, there's something else going on there that I want to know about, which makes you interesting. If you think that you're boring, I'm interested in you. What's the deal with that?
Are you basically saying that people who call themselves boring is the piano theorem, right? Like if someone ever says they're bad at piano when they say they know how to play piano, it means they're really good.
Those are the geniuses.
And when people say I'm really good at piano, that usually means they're not as good.
They're awful.
So in other words, if someone comes up to you and says, I'm super interesting.
Oh, I don't want to know anything about him. Next conversation. Frozen left the room. Unfortunately for him, he left the tournament as well. Moise, his quote about himself was, I almost didn't make it, but he continues to move on. And in the next round, he'll play against Egarovano.
He's going to fight against the Zangief.
The Zangief.
And interestingly enough, I mean, I've heard this from another Cammy player as well, but Cammy versus Zangief can be trickier than it seems.
Okay.
Honestly. Weirdly enough, I feel like the Tundra Storm actually kind of plays pretty decently in that match.
Interesting.
It stops DIs. It stops her DI.
Oh, okay.
So it just grabs her DI straight up. It grabs her, I mean, obviously her heavy kick and her medium kick,
Sure.
so some of her best pokes. So we'll see how that match goes out. We'll talk about that more when we get there.
Of course. Before we have another match coming up here on Loser Side, the one that I'm most looking forward to, it's going to be a Dalsum mirrors, our understanding. Having seen these players play in the past, and they've told us the character that they expect to play, they both said Dalsum, which again is what we would expect. And it is Jazz versus Shaka 2022. Jazz from northern Argentina, from Chile, from Santiago, Chile, and Shaka from northern Argentina. He lost to Belisha Beacon in winner side, and then in loser side, beat Belisha Beacon to get through. So shout outs for the run back. Jazz was sent down by Renz and then had to make it through a bunch of players, including Picoro, to get into this position.
Dang. Okay, and interestingly enough, I mean, you see it right there, 39 and 36.
Yeah, dude.
So two older school players here, and, kind of like, with the JP situation earlier, it is unfortunate that, we're going to have to lose one of the Dalsums here because Dalsum, again, is one of those characters that, I feel like he has the potential to grow much stronger.
Sure.
Because, interestingly enough, the reason why I feel like Dalsum takes a little bit longer to get better than other characters is because you have to wait till everybody else optimizes their characters before Dalsum can optimize his defense against you. So when you first play Dalsum and the other people don't know what they're doing, it's hard for you to really perfect Dalsum.
I could see that. Yeah, very interesting character in this game. You're going to have a rooting interest when I tell you that Jazz's fact is, I'm an old school gamer who's been playing since Street Fighter 2, where I've always followed the path of yoga. The master Afro Cole is the main inspiration.
Oh, let's go.
Talking about multi-time EVO winner, Jason Cole. He also says, I'm proud to represent my PhD team in this CPT, and this tournament level is so good, especially being in a beautiful mirror of Dalsum with my yoga brother, Shaka. Shaka, who won the World Warrior for his region last time. Couldn't make it to Capcom Cup, unfortunately, but very, very strong player. He says, shout outs to my friend Jazz. No matter the results, I'll be happy.
It sounds like a bunch of players who are part of like a Simquisition or something like that. Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, of course,
the Illuminati, never heard of it.
One of the original Dalsums of all time, Jason Cole. I mean, one of the all-time great fighting game players from North America, honestly.
It's a really fun matchup. Dalsum versus Dalsum, it has been kind of forever. It's just a frenetic match because he can't really zone in the same way. He's got movement options, he's got these big buttons, but he's also got great pressure, which has always been the case. When Dalsum's been good, it's not just about zoning, it's always been the case that he has good pressure too. And this game is no different. So super, super fun matchup in my opinion.
Well, I mean, Jazz seems like to be getting the best of it so far here, but he's gotten burned out. But Dalsum's not a character I feel like that takes advantage of that as much as other characters.
Oh,
right?
dude, if he gets you in the corner, he's a beast.
Oh, wait, that's right. He's got the yoga arch. He's got the yoga
but again,
arch
like,
lockdown.
it's not an easy matchup to really nail down the opponent's position.
Right.
He's got so much stuff.
What was he trying to do with that jumping medium kick? That was such an errant timing. And now Jazz has to be careful because if he blocks anything, he might just die, like right here.
Woo!
Yeah, so perfect timing. He was just about to get his meter. I wasn't sure how much space was in there until the Dalsum did that flame, so thank you. I can see how much was there. He was almost about to get his life back.
Ooh, nice call out.
Yeah.
A couple of times we've seen that so far. Shaka, man, sniping Jazz out of the sky.
Oh no,
That's
that
not
was that was way too close right there. Wrong slide. I feel like should have been a light slide or something. God, they're just teleporting around each other right now. Oh,
The big noodly arms in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. What a
it's
sick
so funny
character.
how the longer Dalsum goes, he gets more noodlier.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
so, dude, the appendages are so noodly.
it never used to be like this. The first game, you know, that I ever remember seeing Dalsum have really noodly arms in was actually SVC Chaos.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. I remember that.
Oh man.
Comet trying to set something up there as Shaka.
Drill pressure again. That drill is such a powerful tool. You do obviously need to aim it really well, but it's still one of the better aimable drills in this game.
Oh, lovely stuff. Does he get, nope, not into offense. Jazz setting out Comet right over it. No, that's too close. And
Oh, you get the hit punish on that slide. And yeah, it's so interesting because this is just a match where at any given time, either of these characters can hit the other person, either via standing heavy punch or teleports, you know?
yeah. Oh, nice juggle.
Oh, that was cool. Like that reset.
Look
Now
at this. The pressure's here.
Oh, he could have had a big punish off of that. Wasn't ready. But Jazz with a huge life lead now.
Tricky stuff. Oh, no.
Oh, not like this. Not like this.
Man, that was a really big moment. Okay, he still salvages it. I love the fake of crouching medium kick slide. He did light kick instead, and then, so, you know, if it's medium kick there, it can be plus. If it's DR, it's like super plus. But that's also parry bait. So really, really nice difference.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, one of the things that, you know, obviously I mean, we've already seen it from some players already, but, you know, the wake up drive parry, obviously, to stop a lot of those safe jumps or meaty pressures there, you know, trying to go for the perfect parry. But obviously that opens you up for that throw, and those throws are going to do 2,040 damage. It's like 1/5 of your life is gone off of that throw. I really like that balance of that dynamic.
Man, relentless movement forward, pressure, finally shut down. Here we go. Shaka up close. He's got some mean mix-ups. No, he's out? Was he baiting level 3? I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been. But he's got a pretty decent lead. Oh, what a hit! Oh, that was so sick.
Man, that's cool.
That was so sick. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, when that Dalsum trailer first came out, and like you started seeing him drive cancel far, heavy kick and everything, and everyone was just like, "Oh my god, what are they doing?"
You can tell they both play this matchup a lot. They're really, really ready for some situations that a lot of people are not. Juggles and the like. Awareness of what the media options are. Both really, really good players. In and out of the stand fierce range, above the stand fierce. Wow. Okay.
Ooh, he might have actually, because you can actually teleport. We found that people have found that out, that you can do drive, rush, heavy kick, teleport as a punish counter.
He's trying to do as much damage as possible. That will mean that he's burned out here, as he's not going to quite get the kill, question mark? Question mark?
Oh boy, oh
my
boy.
God.
Okay. But the life lead, though, the life lead is ginormous.
Huge. Oh, you're in the sky. Oh boy, I'm
Shaka
worried for every decision at this point.
Yeah, this is. Oh, he got
Okay, here we
it.
go. Got it. Make it count.
Oh, I love the drive reversal. Yeah,
From the front, this tricky fella. Shaka, rather than going for the cross-up as is the classic move, he put the spin on it and ended up in front. Jazz was looking to block cross-up. That's not what came.
I just think that drive reversal was such a great timing because that was Jazz's time. It was like, let's get it. Here's the comeback. Dun, 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 dun. And then as soon as you saw the drive reversal hit, you hear the record scratch. And that was it. That was the end of that. So really nice timing on that. Beautifully done, and so there you go. Shaka's gonna move on over Jazz.
Great match between the two players. Again, really fun to watch, really fun to play. I really like the Dawson mirror. It's just unusual, you know, from both the
cool.
From whatever sort of side you're on. If you're defensive, if you're on offense, you just got to do different stuff than usual. It's a fun match.
And again,
Look at this.
Second time he got that. Yeah, it's so good. God, he got all these cool. Yeah, you talked about it that he's so aware, and yeah, he was just getting those juggle situations over and over and over again as you know, as our replay operator here. Shout out to Shy, you know, capturing all of these over and over again. So it's so cool.
The setup, Arch is coming. Everybody looks to block cross up there, so a really nice mix-up. Even if that had been blocked, still another chance for strike, throw, mix-up, something like that. And so Shaka moves on to play against W Falcon in the next round.
That's right. And as you can see there, we have two more matches on the loser side of the bracket here to play out as well to find out who makes it into round two. But before we get there, you know, we were talking about some of the other ways that you can qualify into the Capcom Cup. And one of those is the World Warrior. And these are more, you have to play through, I think about like maybe like 6 or 7 weeks of matches, and you acquire points for your region. Once you get those points, you play in a finals, and the winner of that makes it through. So it's kind of a grind, but what's great about it is it really makes sure that the representative coming out of your region is a consistent, a very, very strong player. And so for everybody here in South America who's actually competing in this tournament, didn't make it, has been eliminated already, you can sign up to, I think there's 2 different South American ones here. There's the UAFG, twitch.tv/UAFG. You can go there and look up all the information there. And there's also one in Chile as well. That is twitch.tv/F2GCL. I think that's the one that's run by Bacon Strips. But those are the 2 World Warriors for South America.
That's awesome. Of course, as you've been saying, this is something that's for the whole world. 26 different regions, 26 regional champions. All of them get a chance at that $1 million prize at Capcom Cup 10. If you want to know more info, CapcomProTour.com is the place to go.
Yep. You get there, you qualify out of that, you have a chance for that $1 million. And you know, one of the cool things that Capcom's been doing, you know, their site themselves, the Street Fighter site, a lot of good information. The frame data is all there, and it has a lot of great information there. But if you've ever been to the site before, you also notice up in the corner, there's this like little thing there called the Buckler's Boot Camp. So you definitely want to check this out because Buckler's Boot Camp is a free game-linked, mobile-friendly website. And it's got all sort of features, you know, supporting, you know, kind of to enhance your Street Fighter 6 experience. A lot of player data. You can check out information about your rivals, friends, clubs, ranking information, just all there at the tip of your fingertips. You can also find other information on character information, in-game events, rewards, and updates. There's also, you can find out like some cool developer information there. They give you like little sneak peeks. Street Fighter developers will discuss the secret stories behind the creation of the game. And yeah, check it out. Check out that part of the Street Fighter website.
Yeah, I love the extra work that they're doing on stuff like this. And another thing that they have going on is that they have a game called Pockest that you can check out there. It's a mini game where you develop your character by training up. It's based on the motto praise and develop, which is the intention of Buckler's president. You can register as a member and try it out, work up a sweat, get some games. You got your little Pockest guy.
I love that it looks like
It's
one
cute,
of the Velux
dude.
cabinets, dude. Like,
Yeah,
it actually looks
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
that's
old school
true.
arcade
It does,
cabinet.
it does.
That's kind of neat. So.
Really cool. Yeah, I mean, just anything else that is... I mean, one thing that I think really comes out in spades when it comes to Street Fighter 6 is that the people who have made it really love Street Fighter. And it's come through in not just the gameplay, but the art of the game and the voices of the game and all the little fun options that are in the game.
World building.
The world building, you know, the world tour mode, but also other stuff like this. They want you to enjoy Street Fighter in a ton of different ways. It's not just about competing. That's, you know, largely what we're here celebrating at CPT, but it's not just about that. There's so much more that they've done, and this is one of them. Check out Pockets.
Dude, the fact that you can play like the old Street Fighter games in the Battle Hub,
Right?
dude.
Dude, that is super sick.
It's so you can play Street Fighter 1.
Yeah.
You can find out how hard it was to do a fireball
good
in
luck
Street
out there,
Fighter
yeah.
1, you know? Oh,
Ugh,
man.
When's modern mode for that game?
Yo, modern mode would be so broken.
It would actually be pretty broken in that game, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
for sure. All right, look, we're going to take a short break. We have a few more matches on round 1 of loser's side of this top 16. And then, of course, we have to actually see who will qualify from the loser's side in top 16 to top 8 coming up after this.
That sizzle, that's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
The soundtrack of Chipotle?
Oh, yeah. You come in, you're going to be hearing that sizzle. That's how you know that we always have fresh food.
Fresh is what you stand for.
Exactly.
Street Fighter 6.
Fighting is an art. And this is our canvas. Here, we flex our style, our passion, our creativity, our skills. We come here to break rules, to bend minds, to change the game. This is where we make an impression. This is where we make our masterpiece.
Fighter 6.
Available now.
Objection!
South America West Champions Road. Just a couple of the amazing things that we have seen this organizer and cast are doing. Bacon Strips, what's going on, bro?
Like really glad to be here. It's a pleasure to have this meeting with you guys.
Bacon Strips, I gotta ask you a question straight off jump, Brad. Why can't you commit? Why won't you commit? Like to just one lady. I see you get the dangling earring. I see the beard, man. I know what that means. I understand what I know what's going on in your life, Bacon Strips. What's going on? Well, you got to settle down at some point. We all gonna get old one day.
Oh no, not much. I'm chill right now.
Okay.
He's too busy putting on for his community. Exactly.
Committed to the game. Oh,
committed to the game.
Okay.
Not,
I understand.
Not that kind of game, Rob. You know, committed to the game that we all love here. Okay, we're talking about Street Fighter. But that said, that is a lot of things to balance. I mean, Rob inadvertently brought up a good point. I hate to give him even a little bit of credit, but you're doing a lot in your scene. So you said you're an organizer, a commentator, and you're a player in the game. Are you competing in this event as well?
I'm not competing in this one because, as a country in Chile, we are organizing things for other countries. I'm trying to compete in the Argentinian competition that brings Chilean players to play. So I'm trying to do it, but I don't have much time to do everything. But I'll try to do my best. I went to Evo though. It was a good trip, but I couldn't make the third pool. But I love the last match in loser finals.
What was Evo like for you as a whole, bro? Like, of course, we were there too. That's a classic.
Yeah, I was glad to be there. Like, Evo is an experience that everyone that loves the FGC should do once.
Well, we don't have 7,000 people in the World Warrior program. It's not exactly the same scale. But tell us a little bit about Champions Road and this tournament series.
Yeah, we started with Champions Road last year with Street Fighter V, and we want to do the same thing this year with Street Fighter 6, but with more players and more countries and communities and joining. Since last year, we only had Peruvian guys in the top 8, but now we're expecting to have people from Colombia and also from Venezuela, and we are expecting more players, which is great because Street Fighter 6 is bringing a lot of people.
Bacon Strips, that's definitely a very rare thing, and you are definitely a special person. The fact that my man does competition, man's a player and of course a tournament organizer, and outside of that, man also does the ting on the mic. Bacon Strips, it was a pleasure talking to you, brother.
And we always want to give a great shout out to all the TOs out there who are running these World Warrior events and all the locals and majors and whatever around the world. It is a thankless position, honestly. A lot of hard work, dedication goes into that. And I think as that one website saying, a good side hustle to make a lot of money.
Big money. That cracked me up for sure. No, you're right. Yeah, always important to highlight that stuff. That is one nice thing about the World Warrior system is that they get so many of those people involved. All right, we're back for the CPT here in South America West. We're almost through round 1 of the losers side. We have 2 more to go before we can get into the qualifying rounds on losers side. So let's let you know where we are in the bracket. Coming up next, 2 Chilean players, Blaze 11 and Patelana.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about bridging the gap and having the young and the old coming in here and just really allowing for players to have a chance. Blaze 11, is that 11 maybe when he started?
The age he started at?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for here?
I mean, look, we got Derek Blaze here. Derek Blaze 11. 13 years young. I mean, look at him over there. He's got a good esports pose down pat, I think, here for being a 13-year-old here. So maybe this is something that he was born to do, But he's going up against Patelana here, 30 years old. He's got 13 going against 30.
Yeah.
Instead of 13 going on 30, we have 13 going against 30 here. So 2 players from Chile. I wonder how well these 2 know each other. But as you can see here, going to be a Ken versus Yuri match. So looks like 2 characters who are considered very strong in the game right now.
Patelana was sent down by Dookie
Okay.
That's who sent him to the loser side. He then had to beat a bunch of players, including Pochoclo 23, a really good player.
Oh.
Blaze was sent down by Team Migraine, the Inquisitor. Sick name. And then had to beat players including Chino Funky, Atma, and Zane to get here.
Okay.
Players who have been really strong in a couple of different games. So good work. Blaze, his quote was, "I'll try to do my best." It's very cute. It's endearing. Good work. And then Patelana, "Just like all other good players."
That's all? That's what he just said?
That was the sentence.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for more.
I don't have more. But that
He was continuing what Blaze said, right?
Yes.
I'm going to try to do my best, just like all the good players. There you go. Yuri versus Ken. You see right there, starting off, gets the crouching medium kick into the Jinrai, and now right into the fireball pressure here in the corner. Again,
Good work.
Yeah.
In there. Juggle it, and he's got pressure.
There's that medium pressure. Super plus.
You got to hold that, yeah.
Super plus.
I mean,
heavy
again,
touch.
that is parry bait, right? Keep that in mind. But just a mix-up.
I mean, what's interesting about having perfect parries, it's been one of the only like universal mechanics outside of regular parries from the Street Fighter 3 series that actually beats things like safe jumps. Oh god, he's been actually perfect parrying those Hadokens and getting his own fireball back, it looked like. Okay.
Blaze moving in. What a confirm.
Nice counter hit confirmed. And that EXDP, even though it burned him out, closes the round. Blaze 11 taking round number 1.
Ooh, challenge comes out of Patelana. It's his turn, not for long.
Ooh, okay. See, this is when you're young, you have no fear. You haven't built up that fear yet. Just gonna go for it.
Man, that's a cool conversion.
Oh, out of there!
Dude. The defense, the offense, all of this stuff is looking sick right now from Blaze 11.
Yo, and he's got the close to the burnout over here as well. Oh, no. You know what? Patelana says, you know what? We can wake up super at 30 years old as well, dude.
Absolutely
Again,
right.
the perfect parry on that Hadouken.
The crosscuts here. Patelana. Maybe hoping for a wake-up DP. Nothing came. It's his turn on offense. Still not for long as Blaze shuts it down. Oh, my God. Patelana is here. He won't get... He may get the kill, actually, depending on how much he wants to do.
Are you serious? He was waiting for it. He knew. Oh, we've got ourselves
Beautiful.
fancy
Level 1.
combos. Let's go.
If Patelana had done it into the level 2 super into like a really long combo follow-up, maybe could have killed, but he wanted the reset instead, and Blaze was ready.
Yeah, good awareness right there from Blaze. Good reaction.
Yeah, let's go. Oh,
too far. Too far.
Cool idea, though. Man, this defense is looking really good. Patelana's in. Scoot to the corner.
God, that drive rush standing moving kick for Yuri is so good. Even if the first hit hits and the second hit whiffs, she can still combo off of that. Ooh, nice check, nice check. Also did look like Blaze stopped the drive rush or something like that a little bit. Again, that's the second time we've seen that.
I really like what we're seeing out of Blaze. But Patelana, again, still in the game, keeping his head there, into the corner.
Saw Patelana, looked like he was pumping the super for a second there. And there's that drive rush again. Yuri's drive rush doesn't stop. She just goes and she will run clear across. Oh, ouch. Did he do that? I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose to get him to burn himself
I don't
out
know,
from
yeah.
that far, you know?
It worked out, though. And that was after kind of light corner pressure. We've seen Patelana get a knockdown and maybe try one thing and then back off. He is worried about how often Blaze has done wake-up DP or super.
Ooh, got the cross cut right there. The autocorrect DP gets the hit. Blaze, however, very low on drive gauge right now, so you can see he's not trying to engage too much. Good DP in time. There it is
Again, yep, he moves backwards. He is worried. Okay. Patelana for the corner. Again!
That's the third throw that he has dodged. I mean, that's almost starting to make me feel like that these two are familiar with each other, you know? Kind of having a read on each other's tendencies. And look at that, stealing turns with the EXDP.
And with CA, maybe 2 hits here from killing is Patelana, if he gets that chance.
But he burned himself out, unfortunately. But he's going to get a hit here, no confirm. But this time he does get the throw. Ah, the whiff and then the response with the fireball for the punish counter. And now Blaze 11 at match point.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Spend it early, you got a chance to make a couple levels back before the end of the round. You got a big life lead. She gets pressure. Here he is.
Yeah, it's so interesting because, you know, in Street Fighter V, it felt bad sometimes, you know, going for that level 3 at the beginning of the round, but I swear in this game it's way more profitable.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the character too. If your character gets pressure afterward, why not? Jerry does.
She gets pressure. You still have the whole drive gauge. You
Yeah.
still have a giant array of weapons for yourself. Just walks and tries to jump out, but the autocorrect level 3. It's not going to be quite enough to kill, but it's good. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am never correct on that. I really didn't think that was going to kill.
I am surprised too. I am surprised. Now, I'm not in the game, so I don't know. If only we had somebody who was in the game and could just let us know if it's going to kill or not.
Oh my
But
goodness.
we don't. Look, Blaze played it great. And part of what Blaze did there, and you're right that this may be like an ongoing thing rather than just this one set, but he had such excellent defense. It was occasionally blocking, right? But it was also wake up DP or super, but it was also backdash. And all of that stuff in combination meant that while his offense is working out, Patelana oftentimes tried like one hit as a meaty and then backed off. Here's an example, right? He tried a button, then grab, and Blaze got out of it with the backdash. So his defense, I think, really, really was a huge part of this win. Yeah, ready there.
Ready for that reset. And honestly, I mean, if Blaze 11 is playing like this at 13 years old, if he keeps this up, man, I kind of made a joke about it, but honestly, he might be just one of the future players here that we're going to be seeing for a long time, because just the strategies, the awareness of all the options of his opponent, awareness of his combo routes and everything like that. So strong, so impressive.
13's already an age where you can compete at the highest level. And we see that not just in Street Fighter, but in other games as well. We've even seen that in classic games like chess. Occasionally there will be prodigies, right?
Yeah.
So like this, that is already an age where it's doable. At our local here in SoCal, we have a player who is about the same age who's sick and plays cannon, does killer combos, is taking out big names. That is something we've seen for a long time. You think back to like when Sonic Fox began dominating. It was about the same age, only like a year later. Back when Justin was winning Marvel 2 Evos and whatever, or even pre-Evo, before it was called that. You know, he was 14 or whatever.
Right,
like, this is an age where it begins to become possible.
And frankly, I mean, one of the players at your local as well goes by the name Noah the Prodigy, for the reason that he showed up to Evo and just, you know, started blowing up everybody.
At 8 years old.
At 8 years old in Marvel versus Capcom 3.
Yeah, it is, it is doable. So anyway, shout outs to Patelana. He's going to go down here, but good run. That said, it's over. We have one more round one losers side match to determine. This will be between Yuri and Salvatore.
Yep. Again, two, you know, relatively younger players over here, 21 years old each, but going to be another Chile versus Argentina match going up against here. And you had mentioned we had 3 camis, so Salvatore is the last cami player we have here. Yuri going with the Luke, but I think we also have some words from Yuri as well. Says, I don't care who my opponent is. We are all going down to Memphis. And adding the little emoji there. I love it. I love it.
He also says, I am just a casual player who plays to beat Mati God. I'm just a casual player. You know, that's what a genius is. We were talking about the piano example earlier. If somebody who has made CPT Top 16 tells me they're just a casual player, I just don't believe it. Salvatore says, I've been playing Street Fighter since I was 13 years old. Got 9th last time, so pretty good.
Okay.
But at risk of a little bit lower position than that here if he were to lose. He would love to make top 8. We'll see. Luke versus Cammy.
I really feel like Capcom Cup should take place in Memphis this year. Like, I really do.
I gotta be honest, man. I don't think it sounds like he's saying Memphis.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Well, you did hear Alex Lee, right? I mean, he tweeted it out. He's like, yes, that is what I'm saying. And he had a nice, clear clip. Not like he's the voice actor who could reproduce that line and actually say Memphis or anything.
Well, I gotta say, if he really is saying Memphis, terrible voice acting, because it doesn't sound like it at all to me. Like, shout out to that guy. He's super cool.
Dude, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's
I'm
great.
sad I didn't get to meet him at Evo. I wanted to, though.
We got a great opening here from Salvatore. In control, in the corner, backs off voluntarily a long ways.
Yeah, all the way back to the middle of the stage. Yeah, and slowly being walked back to the corner, and a jump in and no DP from Yuri. Maybe you thought a dive kick was coming instead.
Spent what he had to do to move forward. Nice. Other than that, moving back to mid-screen and really giving up pressure. Oh, man, I loved it. Yeah, whiff punishes here.
I mean, sometimes, too, though, you see people kind of push it a little too much with the aggression, and then that one big escape just kills you. So, sometimes it is okay to just back off a little bit.
Well, but I think that's probably part of why Yuri got the drive rush as he was knocked down in the corner, right? He wasn't that worried about pressure, so we'll see.
All right, goes for the throw after the light punch, the drive rush light punch, plus on block there. Again, tried to go low that time to catch Yuri standing, but good defense from Yuri.
Here we go. Starting it off, holding on to it. Next hit could be kill.
Just went for the simple combo right there. Didn't go for the full perfect circle.
Whatever his next combo is going to be should get the kill. Oh, man, he missed. Yeah, he'll get the kill anyway. So, you know what? There's in my opinion anyway, there's like a point in the life bar where optimal damage, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to get the kill, and then regardless of how much damage you do almost, right? Your next hit is going to kill. So just prioritize doing something easy that you know is going to happen and that gives you Oki.
Right, exactly. And then one more hit will get you that victory. Doesn't matter how much damage you did before that. You get to that kill situation. I mean, there was that great clip of Momochi when he was using Rashid fighting against somebody. He was just like, watch out for my punish counter standing heavy kick. He had the game plan to end it, and that's what the key is. Oh,
he's burning himself out here. Yeah, okay, good. That's not quite going to burn her out, though.
No. Yeah, and then he just blocks the jump in. Again, might be scared of the dive kick. And Luke, he doesn't have any. It's not enough to kill.
Uh-oh. Salvatore is still in here. No! Shut down by the crouching jab.
The interesting thing about that is that Yuri had no meter there, and he was in burnout. And if you're Cammy and you land a spin knuckle, and then you let the opponent jab you, you're in a plus situation there. You should be able to stop him from doing anything. So I'm not sure why Salvatore did not hit a button after that spin knuckle.
There it is. He's gone for a bunch of grabs, so I understand that Yuri thought tech was the right choice. Oh no!
Yeah, drops that combo. Now burns himself out to try to get this pressure. Here we go. Yep. Okay, gets the full link combo that baits out the super. And here we go. Good big punish right there.
Into death. Yeah, you're just not gonna make it out of the situation. I really like that about this game. The consequences are high. Like, this is a game where you get to do strong stuff.
I mean, burnout mode sucks, right?
It's exactly.
Fun, but it has to.
Yes.
Because if burnout didn't suck, then people would be burning themselves out willy-nilly and being like, whatever.
Yeah,
but
I
like the fact that being burnout is so dangerous makes it exciting when you see someone survive a burnout,
You feel like a genius if you do.
Yep, exactly. That's kind of like the modern version of the pixel comeback and not getting chipped to death.
Still pressuring. That has been big successful for Yuri. That jump roundhouse has been huge for him. 3 big moments where he's been able to turn it into big advantage, and he's at match point.
Dude, Luke's jump, heavy punch, and heavy kick are 2 of the best buttons, like, in the game, period. It is so hard to anti-air that. Cammy's crouching heavy punch is not going to be able to beat those buttons. Oh, I think he tried to get out of the corner a little bit.
Maybe tried to bait DP even, but just the range for both of those options really not there.
All right, throw loops. Does he go for it? Nope, stops it.
All right.
Goes for the overhead option. That's -2. You gotta respect afterwards.
Hey.
Oh, but it was too far.
Yikes.
And there is
no.
That was.
Boy,
that was the second
huge
time he
drop.
dropped it the same way, the exact same way. Not sure what's happening, and here we go. Yeah, but now you have to be aware of the super meter over there from the opponent.
Yeah, they both have that.
Oh,
okay, what an idea by
Yuri.
He's pumping it for super. Salvatore's not giving up.
But he's got his drive gauge back, spends it right away for that drive reversal. He's trying to go pressure now, but he spent all of his drive gauge. I mean, he just got it back, and he's almost burned out again.
He is burned out again. He's trying to make it happen. He still has all that meter. He could react to something with the super, but so could Salvatore.
Oh, yeah, you don't.
Level 3 from
test.
her. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you
boy.
did. Oh, boy.
And what was the benefit, right? Like, even if that had hit, I don't know, who cares?
Right. Oh, good patience. Oh, they traded.
9 seconds.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't there. No! What a way to go out. Oh, man, you got to feel for Salvatore in that situation. He has already left the room.
Was that just a bad confirm or something? Not sure. Was it just kind of a Hail Mary at that point? But unfortunately, that means Salvatore is going down and Yuri is going to continue forward.
Yeah, I got to feel for Salvatore there, but
it was a good match. It was a
close.
close. I mean, it's one of those proverbial close 2-0s, right? I mean, both of those games I felt like could have went in either direction. Honestly, it was really well played by both of them.
just some moments here and there where the differences were Luke jump roundhouse is really good. We didn't see an anti-air DP. We saw an attempted crouching fierce. We saw an attempted back stand strong. We saw a crouching medium kick that I'm sure was supposed to have been a DP instead, and it wasn't quite there. So some of those moments, right? The moment of not quite capitalizing on a knockdown opportunity or on a combo opportunity or on burnout, there were things that were almost in reach with Salvatore.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw it on both sides too.
Yes.
Yuri had a bunch of dropped combos as well, and you just don't want to discount.
Oh man.
Yeah, you just don't want to discount the pressure.
Oh no.
Of playing on CPT Capcom Fighter stream at 21 years old.
Yeah,
you
James
know?
Chen's commentating your match. Come on, how can you not feel the pressure?
Oh man. But I mean, that's the thing it's not as easy as we make it sound like sometimes. And
It's tough.
And we don't make it sound easy.
We're trying not
know?
to, yeah. That is for sure. So it's Yuri who moves on. It will be Egarovano versus Moise, W Falcon versus Shaka, Vermi versus Blaze, and Patada Velos versus Yuri to qualify for losers side top 8 and to play tomorrow.
Yep, that's right. And the first match that we're going to see right away is going to be Egarovano going up against Moise. We did see Egarovano earlier with that Zangief, as well as Moise with the Kami. He went down in the winner's side of the bracket here. He won on the loser side of the bracket. It was Egarovano who came down here from the winner's side. And as I mentioned, look, I don't think Zangief's that strong, but he's still scary when he walks at you like that. And Kami's not. She doesn't have a lot of like gimmicks. She really requires a lot of fundamentals. And if your opponent, as a Zangief player, has you read, it can be difficult.
I think that's true. Look, I mean, again, lots of characters are viable in this game, including Zangief. Even if you didn't think so, fact, somebody did it. Somebody won a CPT event versus really strong players with Zangief. It happened last week.
Right.
So it is doable. He's hoping to move on here. Look, I mean, it's a fun match. I can see how on both sides this could be an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. So let's see how this goes. I mean, one of the nice things for Cammy in this game, though, is that she's not sitting there with the 9,000 health, that she had or 900 health, I should say, in the previous games. But, same ratio here. She is a full 10,000 health character here. So that's
but he's not. He's got the big health.
Yeah,
still.
he's got the little extra health there. And
man, what a face! It's so good.
To Zangief. Like, Zangief came out of this game, the picture of him in the library where he's studying and everything. He's so cool.
Agreed.
Oh.
Moise is in for pressure.
Ooh, interesting. Using the fast fall off the hooligan.
They both have had excellent whiff punishes so far in this round.
Okay, and see, we had talked about this, right? You can rush Zangief down.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, any 5-frame gap you leave, you can get SPD'd, and that is the scary part because that is a lot of damage. But you could definitely. Oh my goodness! Again.
Yeah, the whiff punishing's been on point.
Oh yeah, spend it all. Spend it all. And that's one of the craziest things about this game that changed a lot of it is that the drive gauge is a resource that you gain all of it back between rounds. So this game is so much like the pace of this game is fast. Oh no!
Keep in
wait.
mind that this was a huge part of why Egarovano was in this place to begin with. His reactions to Drive Impact have not been there.
Yeah, I mean, any of his friends have been watching the stream, listening to us commentate. They're probably like, yo, they said he's not good at reacting to the Drive Impact. Get him, you know? And he's got him with one already. And so here we go. First game going to Moise very solidly. So let's see if he continues to use that Drive Impact to his advantage.
Again, it's not like this Geef player can't react. We just saw whiff punish. We saw sick whiff punishes like a minute ago.
Yep.
It's something about the DI that he's not quite there for.
And like I said, I know exactly how that feels, man. Honestly, I do. I have wonderful empathy and sympathy for that.
Hey, one of the
there's
problems
one.
for Geef as well is that he can't cancel most of his buttons there.
Yeah, that was a straight up punish counter, so there was no way he could have
he was
recovered
stuck.
in time. Yep.
Yeah, that's the scope. I mean, if your opponent has this scope on you, this read on you, that you can't get the reactions in time, it's very difficult to get the W.
And that was just a light SVD. At that rate, he might have been able to get the heavy one. Oh, yep. Good spacing. Oh, almost fortunate that he didn't get the dive kick, honestly. So I think if he got the dive kick, he might have actually gotten punched by that heavy punch. The fact that he missed it made him land in time to block it.
Match point here for Moise.
At this point, if you're a Egarovano right now, your finger better be sitting on that Drive Impact button.
It's not there. Whiff punish yet again.
Yep.
And now, here comes the question. As he's hanging out with the apple, does he have...
Ooh, gets a throw. Okay, just a regular throw, back throw. This is important. But yeah, Moise now just using it to build the spot. Oh, no, that is not a good situation. Oh, my God. The damage. Where did all your health go?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Can he kill off of this?
He can, but thinks he needs to spend 2 bars to do it. That'll absolutely work. Bummer to have to spend it, but do what you need to do.
Yeah, because one of the hardest things about Zangief, if he's not pressing a lot of buttons and stuff, he builds meter very slowly. So I don't think that there's any way he's getting back to a level 3 at this point. So.
Sweet, yeah.
You know, Punkus was the first person that I've seen really use Cami sweep a lot, but Moise also here using it a bunch.
Out of the corner.
Oops.
Here's the anti-air, close to burnout though.
Missed the dive kick as well. Oh, you got hit, but again, too far. And burnout, oh, this is doubly bad here.
Only way to get out. Oh. No, this is not gonna kill. But he's going to be in a bad situation yet again.
Yeah, Kemi has pressure here.
Yeah, she's here.
She can actually, so you got to get that level 2 ready to go. No, just goes for the meaty drill. And there it is. Moise is going to take it. And Egarovano does go out of the tournament as the only Zangief player, unfortunately. So, but you know what? Save that beard. You can use it for another match, I'm sure, in the future.
Beards are useful. You know, you can get a lot of use out of them, as you know.
Wouldn't know, actually.
As you know. It's Moise who's made top 8. And we have 3 more matches to figure things out. 3 more matches to decide who will be in our top 8 tomorrow.
Exactly, and so hope you guys have been joining this Southwest action. But of course, we have Street Fighter action coming at you fast and furious from all over the world. Including SFL, the Street Fighter League in Japan as well. As you can see, all these teams going up against each other. The first stage is what is taking place currently in Street Fighter League Japan. It is a team-based format, as you see, Good 8 Squad and the Hiroshima team, Cyclops team, etc., etc. And you can continue watching how these players are helping shape the face of Street Fighter 6. Episode 10 is airing on September 5th at 7 p.m. Japan Standard Time, which of course is 3 a.m. here at Pacific Standard Time. So shout outs to our boys Vicious and Saint Cola for doing the commentary for these in the wee hours of the night. And commentating all of these Japan Street Fighter League matches. Also, episode 11 will be taking place on September 8th at 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So September 5th and September 8th are going to be episode 10 and 11. Check those out and listen to Vicious and St. Cola guide you guys through the matches.
Some of the best matches that you'll see in Street Fighter 6. Just the level of gameplay, as it always has been for Street Fighter League, regardless of region, but absolutely Japan has been on the forefront of that. It's always awesome. A bunch of different characters are used in this. They have great representation, lots of different player styles. It's really, really fun to watch. I love seeing the matches in this stuff.
And while you're watching it, you could also, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, you can run over to the Buckler's Boot Camp site, play Pockest, the little mini game there where you can develop your character, as we talked about before. The service is based on the motto, praise and develop, which is the intention of Buckler's president. So register as a member, work up a good sweat together, and play this game. I mean, again, I love that Bulick's cabinet little graphic there, dude. It's so good.
Once you've built up your sweat, once you've done your exercise, you know what you're going to need? You're going to need some fuel for that body. And what better way than to do it for free with Chipotle? Get the app and make sure that you are getting the rewards. Join those Chipotle rewards. You can get access to free Chipotle by doing so. I love this collaboration between Street Fighter and Chipotle. A sentence, boy, I relish saying, because I never would have thought about that. It's so sick.
I've gotten my free burrito bowl recently.
Dude, it's awesome.
I mean, honestly, I have. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff. And again, I'm still a little upset here. Last time I was doing commentary here, they didn't give us any chips. But then I watched the last stream. Jeremy and Sajam got some chips on stream. So
Those guys.
let's hope that is rectified today.
One can only hope. We'll find out, and maybe so will you. Stick around. We have more action here on the CPT coming up soon.
At Chipotle, real food always starts with real ingredients in real kitchens. When you order Chipotle, real food starts with you. Whether it's in restaurant, pickup, or delivery. However you Chipotle is the easiest way to Chipotle.
I present the Hunter from Komura.
Time to work, time to work. When inhaled, coriamurtin blocks the gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors in the central nervous system, causing spasmodic muscle contractions.
Master, it's a work of art! It's perfect!
What to do with you now? So, shall we put him out of his misery? Time for some experimentation. I bet poison would work wonders on you. When's on the menu? I'm finished with you. I have you. It's over. My arm's dead. Let's do now. Here, there, then here, and my magnum opus! Is my poison kicking in?
Street Fighter 6.
Leo Garu, one of the tournament organizers from South America East. Of course, man, you have officially one of the most important job titles that is possible in the fighting game community. First off, I guess for now, just to say, what's up with you, man? I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you, guys. I'm so glad to be here with you, and thank you for inviting me.
That said, you're running your own tournament series that is now part of the World Warrior program.
De la Calle, yes.
From the streets, De la Calle, the tournament series,
Excellent.
now part of the World Warrior program. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started with this series and what your role is with this tournament series?
Oh, well, we started back in 2012. We organized the tournament, De la Calle, and all the qualifiers to Capcom Cup with Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia, and Uruguay.
Leo, when did you actually get into the scene? Like, when did you first get into fighting games?
Oh man, that was
you
like
OG.
Yeah, that was like I was 11 years old. It was back in 1991. I was in my neighborhood arcade, and I started playing Street Fighter, and it was like I couldn't stop. I felt like it was more than something that I like to do. It was a passion to me.
It must have been, because here we are decades later, right? And now you're getting in contact with Vi, and you're organizing a tournament series, and now the winner of the World Warrior program in the regional finals from your tournament series is going to go to Capcom Cup to compete for $1 million. Like, how does that feel to you?
It feels like unreal, man. Starting from putting a coin in a Street Fighter 2 arcade machine and see the Capcom logo and ended up here. To me, it's like it's like unreal. It's kind of so unreal.
That has made me smile genuinely inside and out, bro. So players like yourself, man, I want to personally say thank you for helping build this scene to make it so that people like myself and Brian F. and thousands of other players can exist, man. Because before there was any of these lights or cameras, players like yourself made this into what it is today. So genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you, bro. And much love to you on having that amazing tournament series you put together. The region is fire. My man's Dookie is trying to get back in the Capcom Cup, and I know you're gonna be cheering on him the whole way through. This has been none other than Leo. Leo, appreciate you, bro.
It's wonderful to hear these players who have played Street Fighter 2 this whole entire time talking about, you know, their passion. And as a person who had the same path, I started playing Street Fighter 2 and my life just went a completely crazy direction here. And that's what this game does, man. It hooks you, the characters, everything, the world. We have artists and all these people who have learned to draw because of Street Fighter and everything. It's just, oh God, what a franchise. And the fact that we're here at 6 and someone's winning $1 million this year is crazy.
Pretty incredible, no doubt about it. And that is part of what we're here to determine, right? Who gets a chance at that? We have 3 more matches in loser's side to determine our top 8 for tomorrow. We're going to be going through W Falcon versus Shaka 2022, Vermi CL versus Blaze 11, and then Patada Velos versus Yuri to round it out.
That's right. So the first match up is going to be W Falcon going up against Shaka. This time it's Peru versus Argentina. And as we see here, again, 2 players of similar age, 34 and 36, but W Falcon had to play that JP mirror earlier. Doesn't have to do that this time. Going to be able to play against a Shaka here, against Dalsum. So actually, it's both of our players who played in the mirrors are actually going up against each other here. Yeah.
And both of these players, keep in mind, qualified for, maybe I should say, Capcom Cup last year. That was W Falcon by winning World Warrior SA North, and Shaka qualified by winning the WW in his region, but unfortunately couldn't go. So it was Younghou who went, right? But these are 2 really strong players. The character matchup's interesting. Dalsum versus JP is just one of those matchups. It's sort of like the Dalsum mirrors we were talking about before, where regular zoning isn't as much of a thing. That said, because JP has things that can attack in the sky, you can't really move around in the same way as Dalsum, as you can versus Dalsum. But it nevertheless, it can be kind of a fast, frenetic matchup.
Right. It's so funny. All 4 of the JP and Dalsum players today didn't get to do anything except play against other zoners.
Yeah, that's what they call them. They call them zoners.
And you know,
the movement, man, I'm telling you.
We were talking about this a little off stream. People always say JP doesn't play like Street Fighter. Dude, Dalsum exists. He's been here this whole time. He's been teleporting and drilling and hitting you from across the screen, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Throwing you from almost across the screen. Look at it. I'm hoping for the burnout. Man, he got it.
Oh, dang.
The movement there was huge, right? The drive rush into Stand Fierce, or the drive rush into Slide, the approach made it Falcon couldn't really zone.
Yeah, honestly, Shaka just really... Oh, again, that could have been a teleport there because that's a +4 situation. Sick. As soon as I saw that, I was just like, this is the sickest combo ever. I got way too hype as an old combo video maker. Let's put it that way.
Ooh, Falcon just kind of watched the float into Roundhouse.
See a Roundhouse just go over the head. Could have tried to whip punish that. Didn't quite get it, but does get this, and it's going to set up the level 2. And here we go. You can see him right now just trying to...
Good work. Good work! Oh, man. Shaka has the solution. He just built 3. On that hit, he just built level 3.
Nice. You're probably just going to enter it, and if you get it, it comes out. If it doesn't, no problem. Nothing's going to happen. So just go right in for that pressure. I love the drill pressure after that fireball. And yeah, honestly, they're really, this first game, which is still going. Okay, there we go. Oh, I don't even know what side that is.
The noodly appendage from the heavens.
But again, the storyline of that first game, honestly, was that Shaka's offense was really strong.
Think about his movement.
Yeah. Almost in a weird way, he's got better movement than JP does, obviously, so it almost makes it seem like Dalsum can rush down JP much better than JP can rush down Dalsum.
Again! Now, those could be snipes underneath Dalsum. Oh, man, can he get a punish? Oh, that would be sick.
Dude, yeah. Oh!
Huh.
What was the spike about right there? I'm not sure. But whatever it was, Shaka took advantage of it. And Shaka, it looks like I mean, dude, have we ever talked about Dalsum speed running through 4 rounds like this before? I mean, this is what it feels like it's happening over here.
He's very good, man, when it comes to offense like this.
Yeah.
The character has poor defense, right? He needs level 2 or 3. And even level 2 is kind of...
Oh, no, an execution error. That's one of the first big execution errors we see.
Okay, here it is. Yeah, level 2. That's going to hit.
Yeah.
There you go. Shaka in pretty quick fashion with excellent movement, with excellent pressure. Never really let the zoning get started up. But even more than that, never let JP's offense get started up. Again, it's not just about zoning for these two characters. They have a lot more going on, and JP certainly does as well. But the way that Shaka was playing just never let that happen for W Falcon, who is eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you watch that match and you're like, man, Shaka really didn't get a chance to show off what he was capable of in the previous match because it was that Dulcim mirror. But now we were seeing clearly the kind of control he had over his own offense right there. And yeah, unfortunately for W Falcon, that means that he's going to go out of the tournament 0-2 here for the day. But again, really well done getting into the top 16 in the first place. Again, every region is such a battle.
Absolutely right. Yeah. All right. Well, we have two more. We have coming up next, Arachne Vermi CL versus BLK Blaze 11. It's going to be Luke and it will be Ken.
I think Blaze should just change the number to his age and just keep it that way. Blaze 13. Yeah, he should just be Blaze 13 right now. So yeah, no, honestly though, again, what we saw from him at 13 years young was absolutely amazing. And like you said, it's very capable of doing that, but it's still hard for me because I still remember when I was, trying to play video games at 13 years old. I don't think I was at this kind of level here.
I mean, I wasn't either, but I know people who have been.
Yes.
Right? So it's not a new thing, but it is very impressive
it's still
nevertheless.
Impressive, yeah, for sure. But Vermi, of course, 28 years age right here, going with that Luke. See what he can do against Blaze's Ken. This is a classic matchup here in this game here. We've definitely seen this matchup quite a few times.
Blaze, as a reminder, got sent down by Team Migraine, the Inquisitor, and then had to make it through Chino, Funky, and Atma, and Zane. And then in the most recent round had to beat Patelana, and now he's got a chance to qualify for the top 8.
Man, can you imagine
that? So good run. Yeah, no, for sure. Whereas for Vermi, he made it into the winner's side of this top 16 and then got sent down by Younghou. So pretty different trajectories to get here.
Yeah, that match against Younghou, too, was like so close. Yeah. It was barely Younghou with that Marisa clutching it out at the very, very end, I remember, too. Blaze could have been just going up against Younghou at this point in time. So
Totally. That's how it goes sometimes. This is a game of minute differences, oftentimes. And even if you see that the score sometimes is 2-0, or even if it's 2-1, right, whatever, it can be very close. Each individual round can be very close.
I swear at EVO this year, the top 6 that we had, even though it was only top 6 and not top 8, I felt like that was more matches that I saw go to the last round than maybe any other top 8 or 6 I've ever seen at EVO.
It was classic one for sure.
So good, man. And then, of course, I always said 2 of the most heartbreaking losses belong to the same player. Kakeru losing against Angry Bird and Tokido, but he kind of got his due a week later. So
he did okay. Yeah,
I think he came out okay.
He came out okay. Here we go. Blaze 11, Ken, Vermi CL, Luke ready for the anti-air.
Oh, the shimmy. Not a huge punish on that though.
Yeah, he didn't believe in it. But that said, we oftentimes saw him. Oh my God,
that's so good.
He's in there.
The fact that his EX fireball, his OD fireball doesn't knock down is almost kind of better for him.
There's no almost, dude. That is one of the best fireballs in the game for sure.
Man. Okay, now here we go. Quarter position here for Vermi. Oh, he actually had a punish, but I don't think he expected that to be the punish right there. Didn't think it was going to hit, probably.
Yes.
Good reaction, good. And just, that was a crouching strong. That wasn't even crouching the minion kick. It wasn't even catching Vermi standing up. And I didn't even see a counter hit there. It was just Vermi walked forward, I guess, into it.
Here we go. Corner. And he is cautious as well. Very interesting. And it really must be like a read on Blaze that he's somebody that you shouldn't be pressuring up close. We saw Patelana do the same thing.
That's true because Blaze has only fought against Chile players right now, right? So yeah, again, they might just all know each other and know that Blaze has a tendency to be kind of crazy or something. But we haven't seen that at all. I feel like Blaze has played.
The first time we saw him, he definitely had backdashes. He had the wake up super. He had a wake up TP.
Fair.
But in this match so far, not quite. He's ready there. All you need is the threat, though, right? The Madman theory has been successful in geopolitics, and why not here in Street Fighter 2?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Vermi burns himself out right now, so he's just trying to buy the time. But yeah, you go in there with the Dragon Lash now and the Jinrai pressure when the opponent's no,
oh my god!
Yeah.
Ugh, what a two-hit combo. Somebody's got to sing the this is a chip or Blaze.
Yeah, there was that one clip of Angry Bird doing that to Xiaohai, throwing the fireball and drive rushing across the screen, and it is so scary. Neutral jumping over fireballs has never been more dangerous from across the screen than in this game. Oh no, big damage here potentially.
It's all right.
Ooh, he set up a safe jump and then didn't go for the throw on the drive parry.
Vermi. Oh no, the drop. And that was something that we saw previously for him too. EX, he burns out in doing it.
I mean, honestly, as a person who loves execution, the success rate of those perfect flash knuckle combos is really impressive. That's hard. Just come straight downtown and go for the throw. Another throw.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, punish counter throw, 2,000 damage. Okay, buttons on wake up this time. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, make it count. Okay, a knockdown at least.
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe Blaze was trying to go for DP, just missed it or something like that. Got hit by the jump attack. Oh, parry the first one, got hit by the second one.
Blaze is really controlling things even from far away. His parries here, right into the super.
50% scaling here.
Yeah.
That's as low as it can go.
Right, there is a minimum scaling for super, and it's not going to kill.
But it is going to burn out, and so this is just
There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Nice work by Blaze.
Perfectly calculated to the last hit. Blaze 11. 13 years young, going to advance forward into the top 8 of CPT Online.
Ken has a lot of strengths, of course. I think an interesting one that he has over other DP characters is that his DP does a lot of chip on the drive gauge and then on the life bar if that comes up. So there are punishes that work against other DPs because you have more drive gauge after blocking it. That don't work versus Ken DP because you've lost the drive bar for it.
Right.
I was labbing out some of those myself just a few days ago, and I was like, I can't believe it works like this. But shout outs to Blaze for really controlling the stage with his fireballs and with his movement. He had excellent offense. The mix-ups were there. And everybody seems afraid of his wake-up, but he didn't need to make good on that threat in that set.
Absolutely. And here he is. He's now in the top 8, going to be playing tomorrow in the loser's bracket. And his opponent is the last match that we are going to have today that is going to determine who the 8th player is. You can see Moise going up against Shaka on the upper half of the top 8. Blaze 11 here going to be going up against the winner between Patada, Velos and Yuri. And those are the last 2 players, and we're going to find out, are we going to get another Cammy in there, or are we going to get a Luke in there?
Keep in mind that Patada Velos was the person who lost in the very first match of the day. And as we mentioned at that time, if you lose the first match in the top 16, you're stuck for the next few hours as we're waiting for your match. That's just how brackets go. So hopefully for his sake, he's still warm. Of course, he could have been, playing online or whatever else in the meantime.
That is the beautiful part about online tournaments these days, is that, you can, and as soon as you see who your opponent's going to be, you're going to call all your friends who play those characters and be like, hey, come help me train out and everything like that. Or, you can enter 2 other tournaments in the day, as we've been seeing a lot of players
Who would do that? I don't know.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is going to be the last match of the day coming up to find out who is going to be our top 8. Mind you guys that the top 8 will play out tomorrow. It'll all be 3 out of 5 starting at the same time as today, 2 p.m. Pacific time. But make sure you tune in at 1:30 for the no neutral beforehand. But let's get to this last match here and find out who's
our last
tomorrow.
Peruvian player. Saw that W Falcon just went out. So it's up to Patada Velos to keep in there. And Yuri, as we have had a lot of, Chilean, has a chance to move forward.
Interesting. So, I mean, obviously, a lot of the South America region here, you know, Brazil has its own region as well. But I feel like, yeah, Chile has a really strong, one of the strongest sets of players from South America. So.
I think that's right. Yeah, and oftentimes in watching this region over the past few years, it's really been Chile and Argentina. So shout outs to the couple Peruvian players who did show up big here. One of them's already out, as we mentioned. The other one has a chance to move on. Here we go.
Let's face it. Oh, man. Already a start right there from Patada Velos, aiming that dive kick really nicely. And Yuri finally starting to get some action there with the Sand Blaster. Oh!
There you go, yeah.
Don't let you dive kick for free here. And that's the thing about that dive kick. A lot of recovery on whiff. You can whiff punish it pretty badly. You do. That's the dangerous thing about that dive kick. You do have to aim it really well, because if you miss, it's whiff punishable. If you're too close, you can be punished on landing as well. Ooh, the delay on the crouching medium punch.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Oh, no.
Thought he was going to go for the super.
Yeah, and maybe that is what he intended.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I might have been trying to go for the level 1 just an execution error.
Hey.
Oh, that's a big... Okay, yeah, there we go. Nice. He had the full punch counter combo. Level 1. Is this going to kill? Not quite. But, oh, what a jump. Wait, it traded. Oh, God, that was scary. Oh, my God, that was scary. Oh, boy. Okay, but Patada Velos gets away with that round.
Oh, that's happened multiple times for Yuri.
Oh,
big read for him here. He's got the corner.
Oh, and they caught him on his landing frames too, so he got the full combo. No, that's too high up, as you saw the punish counter right there.
Not into much. Unfortunately for Yuri, he backs off. He'd love to just weather the storm, but
he's burned out now too.
Yeah, he's stuck. He's in a bad spot.
Yeah, you can see right now, Patada Velos is taking advantage of it. The standing heavy punch into the light spin knuckle is a true block string when you are burned out, when your opponent's burned out like that. So as long as you land the standing heavy punch, you know you're safe to go for that. The main gap in that sequence is the low jab into the stand heavy punch. That's where the big gap is that you can trade with. Patada Velos is going to take advantage of that burnout, take the first game. Wow, Yuri coming in right away. 2 drive rushes instantaneously.
We have seen him being willing to spend a lot of drive bar. Here it is, another chance for him to do damage. Oki, shutdown.
Yeah, but again, you saw Yuri go for the simpler combo right there. I mean, he went for the shoulder at the end there, but definitely could have gone for a more perfect.
Dangerously close to the corner. Yeah, extremely important escape. Even though Patada Velos got hit, he's not by the corner and is not going to get DI'd to death.
Oh, he could have probably punished that, actually.
Again, very drive meter intensive style from Yuri. Nice. Jumping back, hoping to establish something in neutral, but Patada Velos is always right up close afterwards.
Okay, gets the drive reversal. Could have been blocked, but Patada Velos was definitely going for being a little aggressive there. Here we go, drive rush in, trying to burn him out perhaps. Not quite yet, but he's close to being able to burn him out. He burns himself out.
Okay, well, he's got the corner at least.
Right.
Into the corner. Oh, okay. Whew.
Oh,
ends up being okay.
Yeah, that was scary. Because, yeah, burned out in the corner, 1 miss on the drive impact, and that would have been it. But look at this. Here we go. Yuri coming out here, swinging out of the gate again, burning a lot of that resources right away to start off quick. But now you're in the corner here. Oh, no, not going to surprise me with that meaty drive impact. Yuri was ready for it, but then he burns himself out again. There we go. There's the full combo, the full perfect flash knuckle loop into the level 3.
Man, that is a lot. He's very cautious. No cancel.
And that is one of the strengths of Luke. I mean, it was the same strength that he had in Street Fighter V as well. Nothing exceptional, amazingly good at everything, but does also have really amazing damage output.
Funky delay, and it worked. We've seen that work twice. So, boy, going down to the final game between these two. One of these players will be our final for the top 8 tomorrow.
We'll go up against Blaze 11. One of these two. I mean, if it's Yuri, then Blaze 11 will have fought 3 Chilean players in a row here. But again, that's what happens when you're the majority of the top 16. But it could also be Patada Velos from Peru.
The movement's really hard to figure out right now from Yuri. He's jumping a lot. He's back and forth a lot. Yeah, you can see that Patada Velos is having trouble just nailing down where Yuri is going to be.
Yeah, and you'll take that trade against Cammy's dive kick any day of the week. Don't want to let her get in for free. Oh, okay. Just jump, light kick into throw. And then immediately Yuri backing off. And then suddenly transferred to offense here.
His movement and timings are really difficult to figure out. Trying to get away, no cancel. Oh boy.
Okay, again.
It's always back throw.
Yeah, exactly. And Cammy doesn't get anything off of that back throw. So, okay, there we go. Forward throw. There we go. And you see a lot of...
Oh, he's got to find the hit here. And he does! For match point.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of times he has gone for throws after those cross-up situations. So that neutral jump right there to bait the throw maybe was all just the setup for that trick right there.
Okay, some damage in the knockdown. Shutdown right away.
Oh boy, this is going to be big damage here. No, actually just goes for, again, the simpler combo, but gets the Oki from it. Too far away for the throw, but he has the corner position. No anti-air from Patada Velos. Here we go, confirm he's got the level 3, and that's going to do it. Yuri is going to take it over Patada Velos and just stamp another Chilean player into the top 8 tomorrow.
Very interesting set to watch. Unfortunately for Patada Velos, it does not work out, but the way that it played was such a different play style for Yuri, I felt, as it went on. His timings became more mysterious. Where he was going to move next, his jumps back and forth, his drive rush timings, when he would drive cancel in pressure as well, his delay timings on crouching strong, like all that stuff really opened up as that set went on.
Honestly, he's one of the players that I would have fought online that I would just been like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, I can't read this guy. Yeah. I can't read him, because clearly, I mean, after that first game, which, went pretty well for Patada Velos, after that, you saw the dive kicks every time he was jumping or neutral jumping. It's just, he couldn't pin him down into the position where he could exact, the game that Cammy wanted to play.
Taking a look back here at that game 2, where we really started to see the funky movement, and then in this last game, it was really a lot more about it. And I think that it kind of seemed like Patada Velos wanted to catch Yuri rather than kind of taking a slow approach. And I understand that, you're Cammy. I get it. It didn't work out, though, as Yuri is the one who moves on. So that means that we have played all of our matches for today. The top 16 has become the top 8.
That's right. And so let's actually take a look at this top 8 bracket. I just want to take a look at this really quick over here. Yeah, as you can see here, 5 out of the 8 Chileans have made it into the top 8 then. So nicely done there. And then, of course, 3 Argentinians. So that's literally all we have left here is the Chileans and the Argentinians.
There you go. That's how this CPT is shaping up. There are many, many more Capcom Pro Tour online events this year. And you can get involved by going to CapcomProTour.com and checking out the information there. The next one's Checks Watch is tomorrow. And so if you're in Asia East, that is to say if you are in South Korea, Hong Kong, Macau, etc., it's the time to do it now if you haven't already, because that is taking place next week.
Yep, of course, and there are still the opportunity to qualify offline as well. You head out to either Singapore or France in the dates that you see on your screen right now, October 20th and November 3rd for each respective region. The registration is open for these events here. You play in this, you win, you're in Capcom Cup, just like that. So definitely want to keep your eye out for these and, you know, plan to make sure that you can make to these regions. Again, Evo was one of them in the North American region, so one in the Asia region, one in the EU region. Nice, well spread out between all of the areas in the globe. And if you can't qualify through this method, you still got the World Warriors to be able to do. Again, 26 different regions, 26 regional champions, you know, all of these guys who qualify. And again, this one's a little bit tougher because you got to play through a few weeks to gain points and then win the finals. But then if you do, you have qualified for Capcom 10. You are qualified to go after that $1 million. And for all the players here who are trying to qualify from this region over here, the two World Warriors that you're going to want to look at are on twitch.tv/UAFG as well as twitch.tv/FG2CL. Those run by the guys that we saw interviewed earlier today.
Shout out to everybody involved in the World Warrior. It's a really cool program for sure. Boy, watching Great Street Fighter 6 makes me a little hungry. If only there was some solution to that. I don't know. I sure wish there were a solution to that.
Well, you know what? If we do have a solution, you should stick around and maybe you'll be able to see that solution. After this break, we'll read you one final recap of what happened today and prepare you for tomorrow. Be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
That sizzle, that's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
The soundtrack of Chipotle?
Oh, yeah. You come in, you're going to be hearing that sizzle. That's how you know that we always have fresh food.
Fresh is what you stand for.
Exactly.
Street Fighter 6.
Fighting is an art. And this is our canvas. Here, we flex our style, our passion, our creativity, our skills. We come here to break rules, to bend minds, to change the game. This is where we make an impression. This is where we make our masterpiece.
Street Fighter 6.
Available now.
Objection!
Welcome back, everybody. As I enjoy some Chipotle, I got some queso here. I have some chips here.
I'm so happy.
You have the pleasure of watching us take some bites out of this. I got the pleasure of eating it. That's almost the same. Seriously, shout outs to Chipotle for supporting the CPT and Street Fighter in general. Very, very cool collaboration between the two. If you would like to get some free Chipotle, I got some today, but you can also do it. Just check out their app and make sure that you're ordering through there. That's how you can make it happen.
All is right with the world now.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, last two CBDs ago, I was here.
Yeah.
Didn't get any.
You didn't get it?
The Chipotle chips.
That's a bummer, dude.
Saw Jeremy and Sajam get their chips last week, and I was like, yo, what's the deal with that? But they rectified that. They have fixed that problem. And now we have our chips and our queso. And I will tell you right now, I really, really like Chipotle's chips.
I know.
I do.
You've been talking about it even on break, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're not the only two people feeling good. There are 8 players down in South America who are also feeling pretty good, having qualified for top 8 tomorrow. We made it through the top 16, and the reward is that we're going to get to see them play 3 out of 5 matches tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at that top 8 bracket right now. You can see here, Self-Cool going up against Younghou. Self-Cool and Younghou winning their matches 2-1. In fact, if you look at the winners quarterfinals, every match was a 2-1 match. So we had a lot of close matches today. But it does end up being Self-Cool going up against Younghou, Dookie going up against Bekitos. And so again, we have the potential for either a winners finals with 2 Chileans or 2 Argentinians, because we got the Argentina versus Chile matchups going up here in top 8.
Or another Argentina versus Chile matchup possible as well.
That's true.
But yeah, these are, again, oftentimes when we take a look at this region, the 2 strongest countries, they just have a lot of strong players in a lot of different games, not just Street Fighter down there. And really cool to see these results as a result. So for Younghou, he's been in big moments like this in the past. Same has Dookie. I'm very curious how it will go for Bekitos in the top 8. This is a player who, again, I looked up the results, and at least on FG Combo, there was nothing since 2021 when he got 129th, I believe, at EVO Online Latin America. So it's been a little while.
I mean, you said that one of the things you said, this is his first tournament. Maybe it might... He just doesn't even remember.
That never happened before. Different guy. No, so that's quite a different situation than for Dookie, who has been absolutely grinding in online tournaments. We've seen him on ICFC and a whole bunch of other stuff going on. In the end of SF5, we saw him at the major stuff, both winning CPT and also qualifying for Capcom Cup. Like, he's been in these big moments before, so that's going to be quite a different story for him. That's your winner's side. And then on the loser's side, Let's take a look at this. It will be Chile versus Argentina there as well. Moise versus Shaka 2022. Man, it's been really fun to watch both of these players as they scooted 2-0, 2-0 through their matches. You know, I'm a Dalsum fan. You know I like watching him play. So I'm very excited to see more of Shaka, a player who has had really strong results in the past as well. Somebody who, I guess, also speaking of ICFC, he has had good results there. So it's been great to watch him, and been great to watch him today too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, since Street Fighter V, I mean, you know me, as a former Zangief player, like I never want to see Dalsum be successful.
Yeah.
But I mean, in Street Fighter V, he basically became the most interesting Dalsum that he's ever been. And I am glad that they were able to maintain that here in Street Fighter 6, kind of redefining him a little bit as a character. And I think he's really cool here. So can't wait to see how he handles Moise's Cammy. However, that's going to be an interesting matchup. But then also interesting, again, I know I'm making a big deal out of it, but that's because I'm super old man. If you take 3 Blazes, I'm still like significantly older than that.
I guess I also am older than 3 Blazes nowadays.
Oh, dang. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, it's still really cool to see because, again, as a person who going to EVO 2008 before Street Fighter 4 came out, everybody there, I swear I knew them all. I knew everybody there. There were no new faces. There were no new players coming up, and part of my brain really was thinking that it was going to be the start of the end. You know, all the players are getting jobs now, and back then we didn't think we could play for a career or anything like that. And so just being able to see these young players coming in here and doing such good work is encouraging. It's wonderful to see, and it makes me absolutely happy.
That's great. I'm very happy for that as well. And again, it's not just here, but I know of quite a few players who are of similar age who are threats in a bunch of different regions, including some players we have here locally for us. So shout outs to those players who have made the top 8. It's going to be a good one. We saw a lot of different characters qualify for this. Interested to follow the Chile versus Argentina aspect of it. You got enough chips, buddy. You don't have enough chips? Oh my God, you already don't have enough chips. Good work. This is how the top 8 shapes up. Self-Cool versus Younghou. Dookie versus Bekitos. Yuri versus Blaze 11. And then Shaka 2022 versus Moise.
Again, this is going to start at the same time that we started today as well, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So do the time calculations to figure out when that starts on your time, or you can just make sure you follow twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. And make sure you click on the little bell so you get the notification. I'm spitting chips everywhere. I'm sorry. Sorry. But yeah, you definitely do not want to miss the top 8, and it's going to be a good one.
Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the night. Buddy.